All right, now we're live.
Oh, you found the right button.
Yes, I did finally.
It's been one of them days.
It's been
It,
a day.
it,
So
it's
hot.
been one of them days, my friend. All I can say is that.
Yeah, it's been a day, and I'm still very, very sick. Um,
Yeah,
here, I brought my bottle here. How you been?
I've been all right. I've been better. I mean, it's just been like watching, been watching Red versus Blue and being a spectator, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha,
Yeah, it's been a bit of a funny one.
gotcha. It's been revealing.
Oh
Also,
yeah,
you know what I mean. And
very revealing.
it's
I just want to say, Dan had it at Spacebook. You were completely right.
yep,
Wink, wink.
yep. Um. I don't know where to start off by saying because I'm going to start off by saying that when I found out about the news, I was working.
Yeah,
I was at the airport. Everything happened at the same time. My phone kept blowing up because I haven't had time to like how do I say socialize, not even on social media, not on Twitter, not on Facebook, nowhere. I
yeah,
work, I get home, I shower, sleep, next day I work, etc. So when my phone was blowing up, because I have to be very aware of my phone because of my work, and I saw the news at the same time we had an earthquake.
Oh,
At the same time, it was a 5.4. And
wow.
yeah, and it was at the airport, and you can feel it more at the airport. And I was sitting down, and everything happened at the same time.
Yeah,
So and then I saw that Noel was gonna do a live stream. There's a couple people who was jumping in on the live stream. It's like, oh fuck, I wanna talk, I wanna share and I'll say things. And I sent a message to Noel saying I appreciate him sending me a link to share my thoughts, even though there was the background noise and I was at work. But you know what's so sad is that my first reaction, when I saw the news, it's like, oh my god. But then when I went on Twitter quickly, and I saw certain people being disappointed, the first thing saying like, "Oh, it's still woke." Oh, so
yeah, I know.
Russell is gonna there. It's another what they say a quick box check box.
Yeah, box ticking, box
Box
ticking. That's all I've
ticking.
heard all afternoon and evening. It's a box
It's
tick
all
doctor. Oh,
I saw that, and I hated that. My first reaction, aside from the oh my god, was fucking disappointment and
yeah,
just pure disgusted. And you know what makes me so mad aside from these kinds of comments is that they makes us, the
yeah,
people who are not fan of this era, the people who are not fan of Jodie's Doctor, they make us look bad.
yeah,
You
exactly.
understand? Because they think we share something in common, that we don't like this era, we don't like Jodie's Doctor, but they think that we're in the same level, and
Yeah,
we're not. It does not work that way at all. It has nothing to do with it. And it's what makes me angry is that now it's going to be divided again. And,
exactly,
and this not my doctor thing is never going to be broken. It's never,
exactly.
it's going to go again and again and again. And this
Vicious
time,
circle. Yeah,
it's a circle, and it's absolutely, I'm just disgusted. I'm sorry. I'm disappointed, and I find it offensive myself
yeah,
because I'm Puerto Rican. I have African and Spanish roots. My
yeah,
great grandfather was black. I have black family members.
yeah.
And I don't feel comfortable being associated with any of these people who the comments that I've seen. I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. All right? I don't regret saying this. I don't regret um making that decision that I don't want to be associated with anybody like that. I just want to make this clear, anybody who's listening or whatever. There's a difference, a very fine difference here, that a fine line, excuse me, difference, that between opinions or
Yeah.
preferences and something that is crossing the line or borderline bigot, right?
Yeah.
So I was talking to PD earlier and I sent him a message. It's like, I'm Puerto Rican and I don't, my preferences are not Puerto Rican men. I actually don't care and don't like in a way that's as a, like dating, like, Latino men. I'm not into Latino men. I'm not. I actually like him, kind of like the European-ish style.
Yeah.
I like, the Scottish style. That's the kind of guy that I kind of go for.
Yeah.
Now, take that versus, I don't want to date Latino men because they're rapists, or they're pedophiles, or well, not pedophiles, but they're criminals or something like that. That is borderline bigots and racist. There's
Yeah.
a fine difference here, people. Understandable, for example, with Jodie Whittaker. Like, for example, myself, I say my preference is not a female doctor because it feels like a girl thing to me. I prefer a male doctor because of the fantasy of having a handsome and charismatic male doctor, kind of like taking me away to these adventures and me being the companion. It's like a girl thing.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can have that preference and it's understandable. But saying things
Hey,
like
Bad Wolf 66.
saying things, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing anything. I'm just rambling here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let me get to the thingy. But saying things like, you know, like oh, the doctor can't be a woman. Oh no, it can't be this and it can't be that. It's like chill, just chill a little bit. And also, um just wait. How about waiting for at least for the first, maybe first two episodes,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
watch it yourself. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's totally fine. Sadly, I'm not a huge Colin Baker fan of his doctor.
I
Has
was a massive Colin Baker fan.
And it has nothing to do with him being a quote unquote white male. Nothing. I just wasn't a huge fan, and that's okay. That's a preference. That's fine. There are people who loved him, there are people who didn't. That's okay. Um the point is that, I mean, it's the doctor, and I'm not gonna say, oh, I don't like him because he's white, I don't like it because he's male, or something like that. It's just kind of discriminatory. It's borderline just bigotry, discriminatory. So I only saw a glimpse of it because obviously, like I said, I was working, but
Yeah.
I am very, very disappointed of some of the fans, some of the people that I personally know, of this fandom, and I just hope that they reflect and think really hard, that it's not just it's just an opinion. You have to respect my opinion. It's like, okay, hang on a second. It's going borderline bigotry,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's why I say you need to reflect on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Saw a lot of bad, pretty bad, nasty comments earlier myself, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
literally, we were like, as wrenches, we were like almost working overtime. That's why I was so tired when I was on Dan's stream. I think I turned around to Vanessa Laura and said, I'm just tired. Because it was like we had to,
Mm-hmm.
literally had to like read the chats about 3 times before making a decision if we allow it or disallow it. It was insane because there was so much stuff being said. There seems
Mm-hmm.
to be this weird thing going around, but now there's a difference between queer and gay, and it's like, what?
What?
Queer is when you're like a kind of a camp gay, and then gay is when you're just gay. It's like, what? I'm just
Okay.
glad. I'm glad Problem Being didn't say that because he would just delete the comments straight away instead. Because it's like it's the whole. You remember the whole Zionist and Jew and Zionist thing?
I
They're
saw.
trying to make this kind of kind of the same with the homosexuality, where it's like queer is like really camp gay, and then gay is just kind of normal gay, like myself.
Let
And
me
it's like
see. I
gay is gay. It's like
exactly.
what are you talking about?
I
So I
find
was
this very
scratching my head earlier, Melina. I'm like wrenching for Rabbi and Knowles, and we're just scratching our heads. It's like what? It's like exactly, Bad Wolf. It's more labels. It's like you're just making subcategories of categories. You're just as bad as the progressives doing that.
exactly. That's what I mentioned on the stream. When Noel gave me the small opportunity to talk, which again I appreciated, despite from the noise background and me working.
Yeah,
That um we can't go to the extremes here. It's getting too extreme. I can't
yeah,
handle it. And you
bit,
can't go on and yell woke all the time. It's ridiculous. Same way that the other side, the other extreme is saying that everything is homophobic, everything is sexist, and everything is, ist and phobe. We can't go and saying like the same way again. Oh, everything is woke. The what do you call that? Box ticking, whatever it's called.
yeah. Everything's box ticking.
Stop. It's just it's ridiculous. I mean, we there's nothing wrong celebrating diversity, as in like, because we're not, like I said, we're not colorblind. We can't like, just pretend and something, like, you know what I mean? Like, just,
Yeah,
we're not colorblind. But however, that's not our focus, right? Because if the point is equality,
exactly. Bad Wolf 66.
correct? If the point is equality, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see his comment. I'm really sorry.
Yeah,
Divine comment.
and we're playing right into their hands.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Oh
Peter.
yes. Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
Hi Peter. Thank you
yeah,
for stopping by. Um what was I saying? It's just like, it's like I said, there's nothing wrong celebrating the diversity at all, but if
yeah,
that's not the main focus. The main focus is that we're gonna see him. We're gonna see an opportunity here of this guy now playing the doctor, and
yeah.
to be honest, um and this is a no way, and I hope this doesn't come out wrong. Please don't. But I wanted I wanted Richard Ayoade. I think that's
Oh,
how
I
you.
went to Iowade as well.
I'm sorry, I can't say it, but that
I
Richard.
think he might not be giving up the Crystal Maze though, or doing something else. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
they're making another season.
I would have loved him. But this
Oh, he
is,
would have been perfect.
I would have said that this is, I'm gonna say that this is close enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, because this is kind of what I wanted. I really did.
Hola, hola, Oni 64. Sorry, my Spanish is
And
very bad. That's we speak Spanish.
oh god, here I go again. I'm running out of breath. Hang on, let me take a sip of water. Mm. So but I to be honest, I'm actually very excited. I'm actually
I
very
am hopeful again. I'm very hopeful again.
right.
Optimistic.
That's
Yeah.
actually good. That's actually good. That's actually good. To be optimistic again, and I haven't felt this way in such a long time. Remember what I told you? Was it you that was talking about? I had, remember what I told you? I had a feeling that something big was gonna happen. Didn't
Yeah.
I tell you that?
A lot of people said they were going to do it at the television awards as well. There was a few rumors buzzing around.
Yeah, that's another thing. Why they announced it, but they didn't announce it like live, right? Not like on
Yeah,
top.
we had when Peter was announced, it was all live, and when Jodie was announced, it was all over BBC News and Newsround, all over the place.
Hmm.
We had a live show with Zoe Ball straight after but they had to do it because Peter was in the 50th anniversary,
Mm-hmm.
so they had to kind of reveal it because this is the next Doctor because they were doing the 50th anniversary, and it would have
Oh.
come out anyway. You know what I mean?
Oh yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think the show was actually supposed to go out after the 50th anniversary episode, but they decided to put it up before.
Mhm.
Yeah, so changed it.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Bad Wolf 66, mate. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's been a long 5 years. It's been the longest 5 years ever. It's been tolerating Jodie and Chibnall.
I'm gonna,
And it's,
I'm gonna, I'm gonna highlight.
yeah, with the recent revelations of of oh, the timeless child was my self insert from Chris Chibnall. Oh,
And oh, now that you said the timeless child, people, one of the reasons why people are saying like, oh, RTD is not gonna do anything. It's still gonna be woke because they said that since he cast a black male, that
yeah,
oh, that's reinforcing the timeless children.
yeah. Well, not
Uh,
really.
no.
Okay, some of the children were Time Lord were Gallifreyans of color, but well, they're not they weren't Gallifreyans, but that's another matter. But you know what I mean? Yeah, it's all God. A timeless child does my head in. It's like it's like if you ever do maths and you've got to do imaginary square roots. That's what a timeless children is. It's just an imaginary bloody square root. It's just a headache.
Every time someone mentions a timeless child, an angel
I
dies.
get a migraine. I
I
get
get, yeah, I get a migraine. I get sick, like right now.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but I um, they weep even more.
I know, I know. So do you want to go down the tick boxes then? What people were moaning about.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, what was number one again? Oh yes, number one
Hmm.
was it? He's an immigrant. It's like, actually no, I wouldn't say he was. I wouldn't say Shooty is an immigrant. I'd actually say he was more a refugee.
Okay.
If you read Wikipedia, it will tell you. It
Hmm.
came over from Rwanda during a very troubled time.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
There's one that is he actually gay?
yeah. He's gay.
Okay. That's one. They mentioned that he's gay. I know that he plays a gay character in Sex Education. I
Yeah,
only see a few bits and pieces of it. It's that I mean, I think he's pretty good. He doesn't play like the very stereotypical kind of gay character.
yeah,
Um
yeah,
so
yeah. Sorry, going back to what I was saying. Do everyone remember the Rwandan genocide? Not a very nice time.
I
He came over to Scotland at 2 years old with his family and settled in Scotland. I wouldn't say he's an immigrant. I would say he's a refugee.
right. Okay.
And
Got it.
technically, when he came over very young, I'd say he's actually Scottish.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I wouldn't go around saying, "Oh, he's Rwandan." It's like they keep doing this. It's kind of Hollywood talk. It kind of annoys me. If someone spent most of their life in Scotland, I'd say they're Scottish. Probably not
Oh,
born and bred, but they're Scottish.
right,
Probably
right.
bred, not born, but I still count
Right.
them as Scottish.
Exactly.
It's yeah,
Um
as I said, Bad Wolf
mhm,
66. It's this stupid Hollywood talk. There was some Scottish celebrity who was
mhm,
technically born in Venezuela because she was born on holiday, and they go
mhm.
Venezuelan. She's Venezuelan Scottish, and I looked at the Wikipedia entry, and she's like, no, she's not. She's Scottish.
Well, it's like for example, you know Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah,
Joaquin Phoenix was born here in Puerto Rico. I
yeah,
can't remember which part. I don't can't remember if it was somewhere in San Juan. I don't know somewhere, but he was
yeah,
born here, and but he wasn't raised here. It
yeah,
was raised, I think, in
yeah. Yeah.
California,
I mean,
somewhere.
if you want to kind of go brass tacks on this, then Elon Musk and Richard E. Grant are African. Well, Richard Grant's African, and Elon Musk is African American.
Mm.
If you know what I mean, it sounds
Yeah, I
stupid.
got
It's not so really stupid when you think of it like that. But as I said, he's more of a, as I said, shoot, he's more of a random refugee at 2 years old. So I count him more Scottish because he spent most of his life in a safe country, as in Scotland.
you.
So I count him as Scottish. It's just it's this constant labelling from the left.
Exactly. That's again, here we go again with the
Yeah,
extremes, the labels here. Like
yeah,
I'm mad with both extremes here. We have the extreme left going on with the
Yeah.
labels and celebrating just the labels,
Yeah.
the Yas Queen Slay, blah shit, bullshit.
Yeah.
And then we have the other extreme right that is com, com you know, they're complaining about these kinds of things, while the left are
Yeah.
only celebrating these kinds of things, but not concentrating on the actor
Yeah.
per, per se, you know, saying like, knowing that
Yeah.
he's charismatic. That's the
Yeah.
way I see
He
it.
does celebrate his Rwandan heritage, though, so I think that's a yeah. I would do. I do think that's a thumbs up, if you know what I mean.
Oh yes.
But it's just this Hollywood way. They're like, he's Rwandan Scottish, and you're looking at it. I'd say he's more Scottish than
Mhm.
Rwandan.
Yeah, and I don't know why people are worried that he's gay, because John Barrowman was openly gay, and
Exactly.
played a character who loved men and women and anything. He would sleep with anybody. I mean, really, he didn't, you know, that was his personality. It was fun. And even though
Yeah.
he flirted with Rose, he in real life, John Barrowman is not
Yeah.
even bisexual. He's gay. He's openly gay.
Yeah.
So how is that gonna affect the doctor? The
We've
doctor.
had, as I said, we've had gay and bi characters. I mean, the thing about it is, I don't think Russell T Davies will make him gay for the simple reason we've had
No.
Captain Jack, and everyone's going to turn around. That's the third one point. We've had Captain Jack. I don't think Russell was going to make the Doctor gay.
Right. I
I
doubt
don't
it.
think Russell would go there.
I doubt it either. I don't think so either. I'm not sure. Knowing Russell, I'm probably sure that he'll probably experience some romance. Maybe
Yeah.
not. Maybe he'll do another like type of like Donna and
Yeah.
oh gosh, and 10, because some have you noticed this little pattern that we have here? It's like
Yeah.
romance, and then not romance, and
Yeah.
romance and not romance. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Like we have
Exactly, Bad Wolf.
exactly.
Dead on.
He knows what he's doing. He's not
Yeah.
stupid. His
Yeah.
purpose is to save the show, and he knows exactly what he's doing. And he knows
Exactly.
he knows what character, or what, excuse me, what actors to cast to play a character. And if he said that he was blown away by his performance, right? They said that they did
Yeah.
extensive what's the
Yeah.
word,
Extensive testing, thingy, casting, and auditioning.
exactly.
Screen
And
screen testing. That was the word I was looking for.
screen
Yeah.
tested, and they did a very extensive, and he was blown away. And I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce his name. Can you help me out here?
Shooty.
Shuti.
That's the one.
Oh, you pronounce it Shuti.
That's it. Shooty. Yeah, it's Swahili. So
Oh, that's actually a very pretty name, Shuti.
yeah, Gatwa.
So that's very pretty. Gatwa, I know.
Yeah,
I just
Ncuti
know like
Gatwa.
his first name. So Shuti,
Yeah,
um, if he was able to impress Russell T Davis, that means that
exactly. Yep.
that's why I'm
And it
so
was a tough
excited.
audition. I hear. I'm
Yeah,
hearing a lot of
that's just
rumors.
what I heard.
It wasn't two people. Oh, I want you to be a doctor. No, I don't want you to be a doctor. It was 100. Oh, Russell auditioned about 100 people.
Uh-huh. And right. And also, I mean, I don't know. I'm really excited. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Apparently, Jodie Whittaker snuck in a wig, and Russell told her to piss off.
Are you kidding me?
And so Chris Chibnall in a wig and a beard, and they told him, "Get out, get out, get out." They sprayed him with detergent.
But I wonder. So there okay, so but there's not going to be a regeneration scene, like it'll show his face, right? Nothing like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think what they did is they put, the thingies, they call them face socks. I think
Uh-huh.
literally got what's it? Sorry, Jodie Whittaker's stunt double. There's a male student. She's got a male and a female stunt double. They
Uh-huh.
got a male stunt double to actually put a face sock on her, and I put a pair of gloves on, and a pair of green screen gloves,
Mhm.
just in case it was going to be male. And Jodie did
Oh.
a female one. They just did the regeneration scene, and they did the regeneration scene. Then they just did gently cut, locked the camera, and just got her stunt double.
Oh,
because she's
okay.
got a male and a female stunt double apparently, or it was a member of the crew standing in.
Okay, I
And
see.
so they're just going to reimpose Ncuti's face over.
I see. I'm just like, I just can't wait to like how like what's gonna be his first words? Like,
Yeah.
what's it gonna be his
Oh, I made Garbage laugh earlier on. I made him spit his drink across the room when I said what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Ncuti's gonna start feeling himself. He's gonna feel his crotch. He's gonna feel his breast and go, "Oh, thank God for that."
Actually, you know what? Seriously, that would be funny. Like they
Yeah.
should do something like that. Because I expected something like that when regenerate to Jody to be
Yeah.
like, oh, so oh wait a minute, something I
That's
don't know
it.
why I understand I don't understand why they didn't have fun
They
with
had no fun with Jodie. It was too serious all the time. It was too
exactly.
serious.
It
It was
was
like,
too serious. They focused way too hard in making it. We have to make it the first female doctor, and instead of making it fun
yeah,
and just like having her extremely awkward with her body and having just okay, well, just gonna have fun with it and be funny. It wasn't like that. Like you said, it was too serious.
yeah. There's this, there was this joke going around about it's like if Yaz was the companion, oh Doctor, you look like Ryan did. God, if you care, if you kept Jazz as a companion.
No,
Everyone
God.
was taking the absolute mick earlier on Rabbi's stream about that. It was funny. I think Dr. Alex took the mick out of it. So, said, you just see Yaz and everybody have Yaz as a companion. Oh, you look like Ryan. Wasn't I supposed to have a relationship with Ryan?
Oh God.
God. Intellectual vacuum now.
Oh. Excuse-
Yeah. Oh,
until
did you hear? Apparently, I think Jodie's giving an award out tonight at the television BAFTAs.
she's gonna what? I'm sorry.
She's giving out an award at the television BAFTAs.
For what? For trying?
Yeah, no, she's got to give one of the BAFTAs away to one of the winners. I said I'd
Oh,
laugh if it's Ncuti. I would just laugh. I could just say it now. Take your award and go away. I'm the doctor. And him turning around and saying, "Well, this is one BAFTA you'll never win." I could just see it getting really catty with him. Security having to lead her off.
I'm sorry. I got distracted by comments.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
I'm gonna. Yeah, just comments.
oh, tell me about it, Bad Wolf. But you can just see it. You can just see this
Just
Jodie getting lit. You know what they put over the stray dogs, the big poles. Just see security leading her off. She's like an angry cat going because she's been dethroned now. And she sees Russ and goes.
I'm gonna send you a message. Hang on a second. Sorry, I'm just
Yeah, I could just see it. And what was the second thing about it? I mean, because everyone's going on, it was the second big tick box. They said it was black, wasn't it? Because he's a person of color.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Was anyone paying attention during Hellbent?
And what about the day of the doctor?
Exactly. We've
We
seen.
had one of the Time Lords was he I think it was I believe it was black also. Excuse me.
Yeah,
I mean I'm gonna find his name. Hang on. Um.
yeah, yeah. There was. I mean, come on, look at the Chancellor in Hellbent. Went from a white male to a
There
woman
he
of
is,
color.
Peter DeJersey.
Yeah. I mean, even when they released the figures for Jen Russell, said there was a Time Lord of color figure you could have. It was the alternate figure. There was a kind of a white Time Lord and a Time Lord of color.
And by the way, he's an alien.
Yeah.
So
And as I said in series three, I'm sure we saw Time Lords of Color, and I'm sure at the end of time there was a few Time Lords of Color amongst a big gathering at the end of part one. So it's like the Gallifrey has an equator. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
So having a Doctor of Color, it's nothing.
Did you see the message I sent you?
Yeah, yeah. I took a break from it. Oh god,
Yeah.
we got someone having a meltdown, haven't we?
Yeah.
They were having a meltdown earlier.
I am just very
Bit
disappointed. I'm
Yeah,
very disappointed. Um, I don't know. I just listen. I understand if
yeah,
I can. I don't agree though, but I could probably understand if for you it felt like it was over after Capaldi left, and it'll be hard for you to kind of fall back in love with the show.
yeah.
I
I
can.
mean, come on. I mean, I said it on the stream earlier on Knowles. I mean, Knowles said it. I've said it in Rabbi's stream. I was optimistic about Jodie's first season. I gave her a chance. We all did. Noel gave her a chance. We all did. But it just turned into an absolute shit show.
Just I'm sorry. I'm just not liking the things I'm seeing here.
Oh no, it's turning the fans. It's collapsing. It's turning into a civil war, mate. As I was saying, I mean, Dan Hadley and even Noel has been talking to me about behind the scenes about all that's going on. They're both astonished.
I am. I'm. Wow.
Exactly, Bad Wolf. Just gotta give it benefit of the doubt. Look, if it's crap by the halfway through season 14, I might be tuning out. If it's good, which I think it will be because it's Russell T Davis, and do you think Russell T Davis is going to save the show just to destroy it? But I don't think it will. I mean, it might be a bit like season one, where it was a bit hit and miss in the very beginning, then picked up its legs after Dalek. But I don't think Russell's going to save something just to destroy it. It's an awful lot of resources to waste.
I I'm sorry. I'm
What's
kind
up?
of.
You're distracting yourself. Don't distract yourself.
I'm sorry. No, it's just. I'm just. I don't. I'm lost for words. Right
Yeah,
now.
I know. I've seen a few. I've seen
Just.
that all afternoon, Melina. I've seen that. What you showed me in that picture. All afternoon, same people saying the same things. I
I
mean,
don't.
even Dr. Alex says that he's cautiously optimistic. Dr. Alex is where I was about a month ago. And if Dr. Alex is coming round, we're all coming round slowly.
Exactly. The cautiously optimistic is extremely understandable.
Yeah,
I understand it 100% because it could be the you know what? It could be even Peter Capaldi. Let's say they
yeah,
bring Peter Capaldi back.
yeah,
I can't even understand to be cautiously optimistic. Why? Because the past 5 years, well, for the majority of you,
yeah,
um, is has been so hellish, and it's been
yeah,
so bad that they're scared to kind of trust again and
yeah.
see, can we actually finally enjoy Doctor Who again?
Yeah, we're kind of
So,
going through this kind of what is it? The end of when a war's over and you kind of won. You're just still, but you're still almost
mhm,
not timid of the opposition, if you know what I mean,
yeah,
or
um,
or distrusting of the opposition. It's like we had it after World War Two, after Germany. A lot of people still hated Germans in the 50s, and it's like the war's over, mate. I still get a lot of old people turning around and saying, "Oh, I don't like those Japanese after World War Two," and it's like, yeah, but the war's been over for how many years? 70. It's just this kind of
yeah, Peter. Um, Twitter is going insane by people. I don't know. Should I say art who were or were known to be quote unquote our side? and now there's gonna be another division.
Yeah, they're going a bit Jeremy Grigg, if you know what I mean.
Ah,
Even though sometimes I think Jeremy Grigg is all an act, but
my God. And you know what makes me so mad is because their behavior
yeah,
is that it makes me so bad because they're kind
don't
of
blame you, Peter. Sorry, Melania.
no, you're fine. Excuse me. Their kind of behavior is will affect us in the future. That if we
Exactly.
let's say if the first episode we're not impressed.
Yeah,
Let's say that I'm not impressed, or you.
yeah.
Let's say that you're not
Do you
impressed.
want to tell me what my golden rule about that?
Mm-hmm.
My golden rule is this. I call it first season syndrome. I use it everywhere because I
Mm-hmm.
when Babylon 5 is a good example. The first season's very slow and a bit
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
progressive or regressive in places, and you wonder why the hell am I watching this? It's like watching some really bad 80s sci-fi show, cop show sometimes. But season 2 is brilliant. Season 3 and
Right.
4 are even better. So you have to, you got to give it, always give us a one season or a half season benefit of the doubt.
Just give it a chance, people.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. And
Unless they do something really stupid like destroy canon in the first episode, it's like, yeah, like Star Trek just did. It's like that's another matter. That's a leopard never changes its spots. The Star Trek, new Star Trek. But as I said, we haven't had Russell, and it's Russell T Davies. He's brought it back. He's at the helm again. I don't think he's going to sink his own ship in the first season.
that's what I think. I mean, I think he's coming out really, really strong right
Yeah,
now.
Bad
Yeah.
Wolf. I think so too. Sorry,
Excuse
Billy. I keep interrupting with the chat. I'm just
me.
so
Oh,
bad tonight.
Petey, stop. You're actually doing me a favor. You came here almost at the
Yeah,
last minute. So you go ahead and read whatever.
yeah,
I'm still in shock with everything. And
I know.
the
So it's
news.
an overload. It's an overload. Problem being, and I had it earlier on. We were so glad when we got into Dan's chat. It was like, I'm glad Vanessa and Lord Foff were moderating that chat because I was just, I was so tired. Literally tired.
Um,
I wore my fingerprints off. You know what I mean?
yeah, the comments I see, I'm not gonna say the name, but I'm gonna say out loud because this is a very wrong comment, and it's not the guy who starts with an M. It's not that one. If you know what
Yeah.
I mean, the troll. I'm just gonna say, um, and it was in Noel's chat stream, and this was who says he's black, gay, and an unknown. Those are all bad signs.
Yeah, it's like a one step forward, three steps back. Yeah. I know it's just it's like a week coming just as bad as they are. It's like that's why I said at the end. I had that. Remember that? Did you hear at the end of Null Stream? I had that bit of a shout.
I'm sorry.
Did you hear at the end of Null Stream? I had a bit of a shout. I interrupted Noel and I said, "Sorry, I got to say this." I had a bit of a shout about, look, we go down this path, we are coming just as bad as the people we've been calling out for the past 5 years.
I'm
Do
sorry.
you want to come bad?
Uh-huh. I couldn't stay long. I apologize for the
Yeah,
fact.
that's fine. You can catch it up. It's just the last kind of 10 minutes of the stream because I just lost it.
Oh yeah, I was losing in the stream. I'm Noel gave me when he gave me the link. I was like, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go a little bit of ranty mode here because
Yeah,
certain people commenting there and losing their fucking minds.
I know.
And honestly, I mean, I'm looking at this guy's picture and I just think he looks I think he looks so good for it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm already imagining him with
I tell you what, problem being loves his abs.
oh
Probably's getting
Yeah,
Probably he's getting a stiffy over his abs. Yeah, it
he's
must be good then.
and he's charming, and he's
That's it.
handsome. This is exactly
And
what
he
I
has a slight
want
Capaldi
as a
accent, so he has that kind of, that kind of
yes.
Edinburgh accent. Capaldi has.
Oh, oh
So
wait,
yeah,
is Lee? What is Lee said? Lee said something.
was he
What did?
awake?
Oh wait, hang on, I'm sorry, hang on. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I
So
don't know. Lee said something that he's out. I don't know what's going on. He sent me a message. Hang on.
he's out of what? His mind?
I don't
His
know.
out of juice? Out of coffee again? What's happened? What did he say? What happened? Did we miss something?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
He
By the way,
said,
it's all right to change your mind. By the way, I mean, literally, if we're in for 3 or 4 episodes and it is an absolute shit show, then it's all right to walk. At least you tried it,
hang on. He says
I would.
who? I don't know. He said he's done. I haven't. He sent me a link of this video. I have no idea what he's talking about. I haven't seen the video. I don't know what it is. I really don't know.
What has he done? Has he finished composite work or something?
Okay. He told me to send him the link. Okay. Okay. Let me send him the link. I really don't know. I'll have him explain because I haven't seen the video. Let me
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on. Excuse me.
Yeah, and if it does all go horribly wrong, what do you think is going to happen? You think Sony? You think Russell T Davies and Julie Gardner are still going to be employed at Bad Wolf Productions? Now they get turfed out on their backsides.
Let me send him the link. But I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to say here. Let me see. Okay. Oh, I got a new follower. Okay. Now I'm looking at my I don't know who he is, but okay.
As long as it's not one of those new followers.
Oh wait. I think okay. I sent Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, the
Is he
link.
awake?
Apparently so. He sent me a message. He told me he's done after he said after this little message. I don't know what. I haven't played the video. So I don't know. Oh, there he is. There's my man.
Okay, what's happening?
What's happening?
Oh, well, I was very on board earlier on. I was like, yeah.
What did Russell say?
That as long. Well, it was like the BAFTA Awards thing.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the clips from the interviews by that cretinous woman who was just absolutely dippy as shit.
Oh yeah, usual type.
Yeah, it was just. I just couldn't believe it. It was just everything I'd feared. Right, there were 3 different interviews. There was one with some bloke asking, and then another one. I think there was 3 in total. All they had to do, all RTD and this actor had to do was shut their fucking mouth. Sorry to swear, but that's all they had to do. He made the statement, make some nice softball questions, and give some softball answers. Don't say anything anything controversial. And then it was just like, it went on to talk about diversity, being visible, all the.
Oh, I saw that one. Yeah.
Pushing the message. That was literally what was said. Pushing the message.
Do you think now with this? Do you think that Stonewall have got their claws into RTD?
I think so.
Hell case, yeah! I mean, he's totally down with that crowd. We saw his comments on the LGB Alliance.
I heard his comments
disgusting.
I heard his comments on the BBC. Oh, we got to save the BBC. Or you got to vote for the BBC. It's like,
yeah, look,
you're not even part of the BBC anymore.
Yeah, you're brown nosing with Sony. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Like, yeah,
RTD clearly has been smelling his own farts and
Yeah.
I think his arrogance will be his undoing, because I think that whilst this guy might be a good actor, he's clearly doing this for the reasons we all hoped it wouldn't be for.
Yeah.
This is Jodie Whittaker 2.0. And so soon, look, we needed some corrective drive to steer Doctor Who away from being demolished by politics and
Hey, Lonnie.
all this kind of stuff. Hello, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hello.
Lonnie's in the chat.
Yeah, sorry to be Debbie Downer, but quite honestly,
No, it's fine.
I said in Noel's stream, I was very happy with what he had said, and this was before the BAFTA interviews outside, and it was just typical champagne socialist bullshit. And it was just RTD standing there looking awkward when Ncuti and this bimbo were talking about how much they used to party with each other in 2012. So all schmoozy kind of stuff, which makes me sick to my stomach. And then just being sort of crony like, and then like, oh, just look at him, don't you just love him? This kind of like, you will love him kind of.
Saw that woman. She's just usual people you find at these kind of things.
Yeah, I mean, like,
been around a few of them, I tell you that.
Yeah, totally socialite type,
champagne.
Climate influencer types, Hold on, let me just drag up the thing, and I'll tell you what was said.
I'm eating Mike and Ike. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So if I
think that's the one, Peter. Yeah.
So it means the world. How's your day been? What day? It's been emotional. I was saying I woke up crying, then I started dancing, then I was just like, it's just. But I'm glad. Like, was happening. How long have you kept the secret for 4 February? Don't know what for. A long time. I'm so happy for you. Like I really am. We've partied together and taken it back when in Glasgow, like years ago, like 2012, like after a long time. So it feels just like full circle. I'm like being interviewed by you, and this is what's supposed to happen. And what's supposed to happen? How do you feel? I'm so glad it's out now because we love him, don't we? And I want everyone to see it. And blah, blah. And also, we've got ourselves the biggest free press launch in history because you're broke. There it is. Thank you very much. We're very pleased. This is the best day ever. And Doctor Who has signed both of you up for so many awards today. It's really celebratory because TV has meant more than ever, I think, over the last year. Here we go. The last couple of years. What has it meant to you? And this is his reply. I just love seeing the strides taken in terms of representation. And I think like there's a lot more we can do. And there's a lot more being done. Yeah, there's a lot of wonderful things being done. But just seeing the diversity on screen has been great, and pushing that. Yeah, I feel like we've all gotten a lot bolder with the messages and conversations that we're opening up using TV via TV. What do you think? I'm just reading what's on the screen, right? This is what. So then RTD goes on about going to your MPs to save the BBC and Cadbury's buy it. Then it's not going to be as good as it has been. It's like, well, it's shit now. What do you mean?
Yeah, you're never going to save the BBC, Russell.
Yeah, so that was the last one. But there was another one we was talking about being visible. It's like, well, you're not invisible. I mean,
I heard that one
on the red carpet earlier. About to go and get an award and drink champagne and dance all night and take whatever up your nose, and then you're telling us that you're oppressed or something. Like, and this is a great stride by giving you champagne and putting you in front of a camera and saying you're Doctor Who. It's like, is this is where we're at? Like, you have to patronize people to such a degree. And it's, again, all this talk about the message, pushing the message.
Yeah.
on, pushing the message via TV for, by the TV or whatever she said. Like these people are just.
Yeah, but it'll be their downfall after one season. It starts falling apart.
It's the arrogance, the sanctimony that we are better than you are.
Kind of annoys me is they don't realise the tides are changing. What's happening with Disney? What do you think is going to happen now? Warner Brothers, it's absolute culling there at the moment. I've heard from friends. What do you think is going to happen?
I mean,
do you think Sony is going to let you do this, RTD?
Well, I don't think Sony's particularly, one way or the other.
So hang on a minute.
When the money isn't coming in,
yeah.
I think initially people will watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, the only difference here is at least he's a much better writer. But if he starts to think, well, if Chibnall can get away with it,
yeah,
it's quite clearly obvious. The whole political messaging in media and in our entertainment has been soundly rejected. Why are you still doing this? It doesn't work. Now, RTD might be a better writer, but I said from the beginning, the casting is key here. And if you've just cast another activist, right? Because we didn't get a sense of that when we first had him announced and he wrote that. Well, we say he wrote that. I'm beginning to think if he did write that, maybe RTD himself wrote that because it was very RTD-ish, wasn't it? Quite honestly. So, it's hold on a minute, put on the brakes here. And, I was on board with him. I thought, yeah, why not? This is good,
Yeah, I kind of understand what you're getting at, though. But
I'm frustrated because I don't want the Doctor to be used in this way anymore. It doesn't work.
I know, but it's a lot of this stuff is what I call red carpet twaddle, mate.
Exactly.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. Oh, I've heard all this before.
I believe so too.
Yeah, but this isn't. This isn't. Look, I can understand where you're coming from. I can understand what you're saying. That they have to get those weirdos and fuckwits on Twitter on side. I get that.
Yeah.
But by alienating everyone else, not good.
No.
If we see you're pandering to the psychos on Twitter who've been making our lives hell for the last 5 years,
we'll turn on them in seconds.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Because once you're beholden to these people,
they never let you go.
They will hold you to the fire forever.
What did Jordan B. Peterson say to Ethan Klein? He says the more you want, the more blood they'll want. And when you cease giving them blood, they'll cancel you.
Yeah, you throw them a bone, they want the rest of the carcass. They want to be
give them an inch. They want the whole deep. They want the country. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had a black pill, and that's not a racial thing. That's just how I feel at the moment. I feel depressed because this is the last thing I wanted to hear, and I said that very, very emphatically on Noel's stream that I don't want identity politics. Steer clear of it. Yes, you can cast a gay black man, great, but just don't make it all about that.
Yeah.
But now this is the kind of messaging that makes me just go, more of the same, and that's a shame. I think that's just a waste of goodwill.
Yeah. Still got a year and a bit quarter yet, though.
Yeah, no, look, people, wait and see. Like, I know, but
suddenly see the first 4 episodes will be really woke, and the rest of the
season. I'd rather have low expectations now at this point than going in. Because if I go in with low expectations and I'm pleasantly surprised, that's a win.
Yeah.
If I go in there with high expectations and it deflates me, that's a loss. So I have to manage my expectations now so that I can at least allow them to win me over. But at the moment, this is not a good start. Not a good start. This just looks like a bunch of spoiled people doing a bit of backslapping and blowing smoke up each other's asses, saying all the buzzwords to keep the Twitter mob happy and alienating the rest of the fans who have had the worst 5 fucking years ever for this show, and just to see a never-ending bloody horizon that is just going to go on like this until we'll, cark it. I just think I don't know if I've got the will, frankly.
Yeah,
we get it. I get it. Sorry, I'm chewing. Oh man, this is so good.
What do you eat?
It's making
Yeah.
stop,
What is she eating?
stop, I'm trying to swallow. Okay,
I
I'm
bet you are,
wrong.
darling.
I sounded so wrong.
Say no more. I didn't ask you. It's a bit private. Too much information, darling.
Yeah.
She's a
Yeah.
swallower, people.
Stop
Yeah.
it. Shut
Is
up.
that-
Oh god.
Stop it! Oh my God! Stop it! Stop!
Stop. Stop. Espérate, nene.
She's all a quiver.
Yeah.
Ay,
No, we
no.
were just trying to kill the whole box ticking thing here because there's a lot of people saying horrible things in the chat earlier on
Yeah,
our side.
but with Elise concern is understandable.
That's totally understandable.
That's totally understandable. And at least he's being he's gonna have low expectation and he's still gonna watch it. It's different. I understand where Elise is coming from, whether like you agree or not, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I understand what Lee's
I don't
saying.
know.
What I'm very bothered about is hi unknown is that
Hey all.
there are certain comments that I've seen that it
Oh
just
yeah.
borderline
Comments.
just bigot borderline and I'm
Well, this is it. You know, it's Jodie 2.0. First 5 years, you're a sexist, and the next 4 or 5 years is you're a racist. And
well that's
that's
what I'm trying to say.
I
Like
don't want this anymore.
that's actually the point that I'm going to right now, because there's the two extremes that I don't want. I don't want the one extreme that is just like, because one thing is to celebrate diversity and that's fine because we're not colorblind, right? We can't pretend like, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't want that to be the main focus, because the point of equality is that, okay, we recognize that this person is gay or black or Mexican or whatever, and we recognize it, we celebrate it for its individuality. However, the focus, right, exactly. The focus is this person precisely in individuality as a person. He do a good doctor, and that's what I want. I want to celebrate the actor, not just the actor because he's gay or because of the color of the skin. And then there's the other extreme that I don't like, that is the oh wait, it's ruined now, it's woke, and then just kind of like dismiss it and be extremely judgmental. So it makes it hard for us, for example, for Lee maybe as well, is that when we watch the first episode, if we don't like it, we're gonna you understand, now it's gonna go back all over again with the now you're racist or you're homophobic.
Look, I don't care that he's black. I don't care that he's gay. I care about the doctor. And if I see that the doctor is not being used as the character that he's always been and always meant to be and always should be, the doctor. If you're going to turn the doctor into a walking, talking platform advertising diversity, inclusion, the message, and all the rest of it.
Exactly. Yeah, I made the same.
I'm sorry, the doctor has always been inclusive. Has always been a protector of diverse and oppressed people and so on and so forth. Always has been.
Hey, Jack.
And you don't need. Hey, Jack. Is that Jack? Hello, Jack.
Jack.
Yeah. All I did, Jack, was send Melina a message saying that I showed the link that you sent me, and then and then she invited me on, and I was like, okay, I need to come on.
Jack, you want to come in, Jack?
So yeah, and then look, basically, I can't believe I just said basically. That's so bad. Anyway, so I feel,
in layman's terms,
quite.
There you go.
Yes, for the plebs.
Dear chap.
Yeah. That it's a betrayal to attach so much baggage on the first day
Yeah.
by this actor, by RTD, and whoever's managing or handling him to make him espouse all these woke talking points. It's not endearing. Like the initial statement was perfect. He had us eaten out of his hand at that point.
Yeah.
This was a very unguarded situation, which should never have happened. Like, okay, it was inevitable they were going to be at the BAFTAs. It was inevitable they were going to be asked questions. But for God's sake, they should have said, right, look, let's not use this as a platform. But of course, they cannot bloody help themselves because the sanctimony, the pure, unadulterated sanctimony is so dripping from these types. And it's easy for them to espouse these ridiculous, hyperbolic nonsense statements from their ivory towers for the rest of us plebs to be told and corrected in our thinking, because we can't think for ourselves. We have to be told that we must go to our MP. We must be told to save the BBC. We must be told to do as we're told. And I'm sick to fuck of it. I really am. I'm fucking angry because we've had so much shit over the last few years, not just with Doctor Who, but with generally the state of everything. And for these sanctimonious rich assholes telling us, successfully rich assholes, telling us plebs that we are, not worthy to kiss the hem of their coats, pretty much, and we should do as we're bloody told or else. And here's another 5 years of it because we know better than you. I'm just so fed up with that attitude. It's like, you are where you are because we fucking put you there.
Exactly.
And you better fucking remember that. And I'm sick to fuck of these people who just seem to look down there. I'm sorry I'm getting really wound up here because the whole situation here is that goodwill has just been burnt up in seconds. Because I'm sick to fuck of being told what to think and how to think and what this is. Stop espousing. We all know this is Marxist, neo-Marxist, postmodern wank.
Yeah.
Right? You're trying to sell to us ideas we already lived with during the 90s and everything we fought for in the 80s and so on. So we already did this shit, right? We were getting somewhere. This is not progressive. This is regressive.
Exactly.
We've had enough. We've had enough of people in privileged positions dictating to the rest of us what oppression and our privileges is when they are the most privileged people in existence. I'm like, no, enough. We've had it fucking up to here for all these years, right? It's time to put your little toys away, right? Put your little uninformed and trite, off the peg opinions back into your arsehole where it came from, and stop giving it to us as a gift, because it's not a gift. It smells. It smells of hypocrisy. It smells of hyperbole. It smells of sanctimony, and we're fed up to the hind teeth of it. Take your little shit and fuck off, frankly. I'm done. I don't want to be patronized. I don't want my sexuality paraded around like a fucking circus act.
Skin suit,
Right? Done. Right? I don't need this. Right? This is not helping gay people or LGBT people. Like, there was another thing he said as well, like, when I think RTD said something about he or she or something like that, and referred to the doctor or something like that. I can't remember. And then Ncuti said, or they.
Yeah, they're trying to use Doctor as a trans platform.
So I see where it look. Yeah. And the media as well, referring to him as a queer actor. And I'm so fed up with hearing that word. I grew up with that word ringing in my ears, usually followed by fist or a kicking or spit in my face. And I have to hear that word in the media day in, day out. And it's not going to stop while this is going on now. And I'm fed up with that. Being gay growing up in the 80s and 90s, hearing the word queer was not a pleasant experience. And yet some fuckwits in the media decided to run with this as a new identity. Notice it's LGBTQ. Well, sorry, I thought the Q was the G, wasn't it?
Oh God, it's
Like,
Pride Month
anyone
next
can
week,
identify
isn't it?
as a Q and get in on the oppression Olympics and ride the coattails without having any of the struggles or any of the beatings or any of the spit or boot in your groin or face or whatever. You know, and it's.
Do you know what?
And now they're going to use Doctor Who for this. No, stop it. It's embarrassing. I feel
John and Russell T
embarrassed.
Davies would just have a fight and get it over with. Who's the biggest queen?
You know, I blame BBC. I blame Chibnall. I blame Piers Wanker.
Oh, yeah,
all these arseholes of Common Purpose. The fucking lot of them. They're talking about privilege. All they are is just another form of blackballing Illuminati types.
They're just gangsters.
They are.
They're just gangsters. See you later, Jack. Thanks for popping by.
Sorry, Jack. Yeah, I went off on a rant, but this
is what I said. It's like they've gone from being campaigners, charities, activist groups to being unions and now gangsters.
Gangster. I'm sorry. So funny.
Well, unions. The fascists were a union.
Yeah, exactly.
So I find that interesting. So I do see it as a corporate fascist organization. It has all the hallmarks of collectivism. The state is the state mentality, and you will conform or you will be punished. That's very much this kind of message, and it's all couched in flowery language and changing language to suit its purpose, and the way that they say the same words in the same order, and it's almost as if off by pat. It's like it's been drilled into them. It's like there's nothing outside that language. Like they live by that language.
When they recite like the rosary beads, like they keep repeating the same.
Yeah, it's a mantra. It's a mantra. Exactly.
Mantra.
I was speaking to Jack. Jack was devastated when he showed me that video, and I don't blame him. And and you have to understand there are so many fans who are looking at that video. I have to say,
no, buddy.
1,000 likes, 407 dislikes, nearly half dislikes. So this is not what RTD needed to do to bring people back.
Yeah, okay.
And this red carpet event has undone a lot of goodwill very, very quickly.
Oh, that makes sense.
The optics
are bad. Earlier then. Yeah. Good night, Jack. Rabbi was 50-50 about it earlier. He was saying,
look, I said Joseph Patterson would have been a good doctor. It's not about the color of his skin. It's the fact that they want to make issue out of that to make that the main primary focus. Okay. And it's not done by he was the last guy that turned up. He just won it. I'm sure he's talented. I haven't seen what he's been in, but I will watch some of Sex Education. I've heard good things about it, but I don't know how much I can be bothered now because it's just the words again, word soup.
I can let me see if I can break this down a little bit. So I'm not I'm not gay, so I don't I don't understand that. How do I say that kind of experience? But I am trying to understand and being in Lee's shoes and having, I guess, that trigger of that word queer. And often, this is something that is actually very confusing for me, and I say this out of respect, of course, but I don't understand why saying queer is good now, but saying the word FAG is bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's hypocrisy. It's sheer hypocrisy. All it is controlling language to control people's thoughts. It's to keep us in check. It's basically, I see queer or the introduction of Q as a way of allowing straight people into the club who
The
want
Q
to feel
doesn't mean
oppressed.
queer; it means questioning. By the way, just for the.
No, it used to be. Now it means queer.
Oh, do they change it again?
Yeah, of course they do. They always, you've got to stay awake, because otherwise they'll change it by tomorrow, and then you're behind again. So, like, yeah, it is, and every person who's ever called themselves queer seems to be in a heterosexual relationship with they them pronouns, who has heterosexual sex but wears a bit of drag, wears a bit of eyeliner, a bit lippy, does a hair green or something, and it's a costume for them. Then none of them have had the struggle of having a actual queer bashing like I endured.
Or gone for the other side of it like I did.
Yeah,
being completely in the closet and I hated myself. Yeah,
none of that. And it's just so they can just jump on the train and be an ally, or to be part of it without actually having any of the struggles. And it's like, it's just so regressive, and it is. When these people talk, these people project all the time, right? So when they say you're a colonizer, what they're really saying is I'm the colonizer, and you better get used to it. And that's how I see it, and I see words like no one asked me. I must have missed that meeting. I must have missed that meeting where queer was voted on as an acceptable term. That was imposed originally. When the last Pride March I went on was in the mid 90s, right? When it was still free. And then it was, we're here, we're queer, and we're not going shopping but that was because we were reclaiming the word that rang in our ears, so it would disempower that word. So then once we disempowered it, we didn't have to use it anymore. But then the LGB, then it was, or LGB, no, LG, then it was no B. It was like some arseholes in that sort of, ran with that. It became sort of, a badge of honor almost, and then it became sort of, queer magazines and queer this, queer that, queer, and no one asked us. It's like, imagine like, having the N word, black movement. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, you still get rappers and things who use it in informal sort of language, but it's such a select thing, and I just don't like it. I don't like. Look, I'm not saying ban words or whatnot, but like, just you think someone would have the gall to ask, or have the, the care to think, well, maybe this might not be a nice thing for people to keep being reminded of. But now it's just so commonplace, and it's I find it offensive. I don't throw my toys out the pram over it, but I still think, it's hypocritical. That's the thing that annoys me more than the word itself. It's the way it's used and the hypocrisy of people who say you can't use the M word or whatever. You can't use this, you can't say that, and you can't be this, and you can't, and yet they use that word and they don't care who it hurts. Isn't that ironic? And that's within their own so-called community. Yeah, really. So I've gone off on a right old rant. I'm
right. Get it out now.
Go ahead. I please go ahead and rant.
Yeah. Well, probably I've got these two caveats. If it turns into Dr. BLM or Dr. Stonewall, I'm gone.
Dr. BLM.
Well, nothing says anything different to me that isn't going to happen. Look, that whole red carpet thing just reeked of.
Yeah, we do have of
entitlement
coming up though.
Entitlement, and it's all couched in this lovey-dovey. Yeah. Oh, mwah, mwah! Isn't life wonderful? Now we got champagne. We can talk about how oppressed we are. Bullshit. Yeah. Bullshit. I'm more oppressed than you, motherfucker. I'm the one who's got a 50% increase in my fucking living standard. I got 20 quid to live on to the end of the month, and it's like bullshit. Right, I'm tired of this talk of being marginalized by dint of immutable characteristics and things like that. I know what that's like. I've fucking been there, but I'm not the one on the red carpet espousing this bullshit. Don't talk down to people. It's not going to win you friends. You think you're talking, to your peers and to the Twitterati who are all spoilt middle class white kids anyway, who just want to feel virtuous all day. without doing any of the work or actually experiencing any real oppression or real problems in their lives. And it's like, no, this is alienating. Like, can you imagine watching those people talking about champagne, dressed in their designer gear, talking about oppression and diversity and inclusion, when people at home struggling to pay their bills are going to go and watch Doctor Who to feel better about themselves now? I don't think so. The fun has been sucked out by 5 years of dreck. And now we've got 5 years potentially of more of the same, just slightly better written. No, I'm just, I'm sorry to be Mr. Downer. I'm sorry I've come on and probably made people depressed.
No.
But I had to say it. I had to get that off my. I earlier on today on Nell Street, I was feeling optimistic. But I was always consciously aware that it could turn at any point by if someone said something fucking stupid. And I couldn't believe it. They did all the check boxes of all the things I hoped they wouldn't say in the same day. The same day. They didn't even give time to breathe. They let it sink in. No, I had to come out straight away with the message. I mean, they even said the message. Pushing the message is exactly what they said. I mean, come on, that's on the nose. They don't even care to hide that anymore. This like Alex Kurtzman coming out saying that he uses Star Trek as a platform. It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
And look what happened to that.
Oh, did you hear what happened in Brave New World? Sorry, Strange New Worlds.
No.
He's changed what they started World War III, and it's all about MAGA hats and Biden's brilliant and the Capitol riots and everything.
The only way to put
a
stop to this is to stop giving them money. Stop watching it. Don't give them your money. Punish the fuckers. Punish them. They want to punish us constantly. They want to lecture us and make us feel shit about ourselves 24/7, these bastards. Say no. Show them how much you want to say no by not paying them any money. The only way to put a stop to this is to stop giving them more leeway. Stop giving them a chance and another chance and another chance and another chance. They've had all their chances. This was it. And they blew it in a day. A day. I had all that goodwill. Now it's gone. All because they can't keep their fucking mouths shut because they have to be superior to everyone and tell us what to think, what to believe, how bad we are if we're not on board. Don't you love him? Don't you just love him? Yes, you do love him, right? Yes. That's patronizing the fuck out of me, and I'm not going to take it. I decide if I like it. I decide if I like him. I decide if I like your Doctor Who. I will wait and see. I have now zero expectations. Well done. But hey, you can only go up from there. So we'll see. But at the moment, they shot themselves in the foot. They've done themselves absolutely no favors. And I can't believe I've turned on a dime in a matter of a few hours. And that has angered me beyond belief because I've had so much stress over the last 5 years over this Doctor Who for now no end in sight. And it's like you had one chance to do this, to fix this and to do something, turn it around. And then you go and do another political casting, clearly because he's spouted all the right messages, all the right buzzwords. That absolutely tells me that this is nothing to do with a creative, artistic decision. It's everything to do with you shared the politics. So I'm done. Sorry, I've gone off on a tangent.
No. Don't be sorry. Like, kind of watch hard about your ears so you can express and do whatever. That's totally...
The positive is though, probably Sony doesn't like this shit.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they decide. I don't know. I mean, this sounds very
Afterlife. They don't like this shit.
This is like the BBC Rock, isn't it? Like the BBC running all the way through it, doesn't it? Diversity, inclusion all the way through it. So I don't know. Is this an RTD decision? He looks so uncomfortable. And Jack was pointing out to me that, his face looked like when they were talking about partying together in 2012, how awkward he looked like he said he looked like he said, "What have I done?" The look in his face looked like, "What have I done?" And maybe it'll all come out, partying too much and
Yeah.
But I just this just absolutely smacks of everything that's wrong in the world. It's like creating demons where there were none, creating saints where there were none.
Yeah.
And it's such a facade. It's so superficial. It's so fake. And you're talking out of one side of your mouth and then doing another outside. Look, I didn't see someone who's suffering. I didn't see someone who's representing anything. I don't feel represented. I feel patronized. I feel tokenized. I feel, of course, it's a dream job. Anyone would never want to turn that down.
Yeah.
I mean, people have done, but generally people love to play that part. And I think a lot of people who went to those auditions probably feel absolutely heartbroken, who probably were better for the role. But because RTD is so, anally up his own arse with this whole modern day sensibility or lack of, he's thinking in terms with that hat on, the postmodernist hat, the dripping in sanctimony, and look at me parading my toe. I wonder how he got that job. Wink, wink. I'm just going to say that. I'm not implying anything, but form your own conclusions. I don't know, but it's you can't tell me now that that's not been done for a political lecture, And I've had 5 years of it, and I'm just not prepared for it anymore. It's sad. There we are. I am now officially axing New Who entirely from my life. I'm never going to watch any New Who ever again. For me, Doctor Who ended in 1989. That's how I feel. I feel that strongly about it. I'm done, because RTD is the same RTD from 2005. So he's brought us to this point after Chibnall, and just to do more of the same. Look, I'm going to watch it dispassionately, but people like Bolstrek, people like Gary, they were right. I think it's fool's gold. I think everyone wants to be so optimistic and want to see the show do well and be good. And we want to believe, and that will to want to believe is stronger than our logic, because a love for something like we love Doctor Who is illogical, right? It's just a passion we have. But when you've seen it being abused and mistreated so long, it's not the same animal anymore. It's broken. It's been broken. And these people are patting themselves on the back for it. And that disgusts me. And they're quite willing to use minorities just to say, look at me. Look what I've done. Aren't I a brave and clever boy? And that's disgusting to me. And it's all done because you just want to look good. You want to feel like you're looking good. To me, you just look like a twat. You look like RTD. You look like an 18th century slave owner. That's how bad taste I think you look. I don't think you realize the optics of this. And that's a sad thing to say, but that's honestly what it comes across. You look like, look how look what I've brought with me. It's almost disgusting, frankly. And it's only when you see that it's so awkward. Look at me giving this poor young black gay man an opportunity he'll never have if it wasn't for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of.
I can't believe it. And it's applauded. These people are racists, right? They are racist and they are bigots, because to be that overtly over the top in praise for this, shows to me some sort of underlying, you know what I mean? Some sort of underlying thread here that it's a little bit too over the top in their adoration. It's like, please look at me applauding. You know what I mean? It's kind of, it's like that. What's that film? The Hunger Games. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
It really does. It really does. I find it very distasteful. It's like what they did with Joe. Joe from the Ruth Doctor.
Oh yeah.
Joe Martin.
Yeah, Joe Martin. Yeah. Look how they treated her. Yeah. They don't give a shit. They honestly do not give a shit.
She stayed on a dying show for a year instead of doing Doctor Who. What does that say?
Oh, I think it's disgusting. Because it's not done for the. It's like I said, Terrence Dicks. If you're focusing on the politics, you're not looking at the right aims. Now that haunts me now because that rings so true. Because they're looking at the politics and parading people around like a fetish, and they're not doing it for the right reason, not doing it for artistic reasons, not doing it for the reasons for the show, the longevity of the show. They're doing it for the here and now and for the backslaps and the champagne. And it's obtuse, and I feel ashamed. I actually do feel ashamed. I feel ashamed to be white now because I just feel like we look like some kind of circus owners or freak show owners, and it's disgusting to me. It's distasteful. I find it weird. I find it just obsessing over race and gender and sexuality like it's a freak show. And like, look at us setting these queer young men, and you know, like onto the TV screens. Look at them run! Aren't they glorious? It's weird. It's weird. It makes me feel uncomfortable, and that's us doing that to ourselves, in a way. And it's weird. I just think the whole thing is like a parody of itself now. It looks ridiculous. We'll look back on this time and look back on it and going, did we fucking act like that? Did people actually think this was in good taste, or using people for their sex, their race, their gender, their sexuality, parading them around like this, tokenizing them like that? God, weren't we fucking weird? And that's how I think we'll be judged in history. I don't think we'll be judged kindly. I think
this is not going to be a favorable time of history. I'll tell you that from what I've seen.
It just looks absurd. It is absurd.
And the thing that annoys me about it, they go on like GB News going, oh, they're evil, they're racist. Like, you created them by acting the way you did.
Mm-hmm.
That's what annoys me. Actually, I find GB News more intellectual dark web now than a right wing.
Yeah, but it's like, forget right wing and left wing. This is up down. This is like I've always said. Well, I've not always said, but I've learned over the years that the left right is a fool's paradigm, because it's a two-dimensional game. Left right, left right, left right, left right. It's like, what does that remind you of? Like marching into oblivion, So we live in a top-down world. That forget left and right. That's an absolute lie. That's to keep you distracted. It's up, down. That's when people talk about oppression. It really is the tyranny of the majority against the individual. That's why they hate Christians so much. Like, I'm not a Christian, but this is why they hate Christians so much, because Christ represented the individual, right? And the state hated that. So isn't it interesting how individuality is frowned upon? Because before Jesus Christ came on the scene, right, there was no concept of the individual, really. Everything was about family. That was the smallest unit there was. If you look at the Romans, the smallest unit was the family, not the individual. There was no such thing as an individual. You had the emperors, and they had to be treated like gods because they were the one true voice of the people, you know. But other than that, the sort of individual beyond the godheads was not really a concept until Christianity made it popular. That's why you had the Enlightenment, you know, or the Jews with the, you know, the coming of the Messiah. That, you know,
Yeah.
it's all about doing everything, you know, in sort of hopes for, you know, releasing the individual. And nothing collectivists not hate that. they don't like that. You know, and I'm not saying that you have to be a Christian or a Jew or whatever to be an individual, but no, that would make no sense. You know, I mean, that's what the message is meant to be about. But, you know, I mean, you get certain churches or religious groups who are collectivized as well, so it's a form of socialism as well, but in a different context, theological one. But like, anyway, I'm going for the tangent. But basically, we are in a situation where we live in the tyranny of the majority. This is the fool's notion of democracy. You know, Spock was wrong to say the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, because without the few,
well, Kirk said needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many, or the one.
Well, you know,
yeah.
What's real?
Yeah.
Is a group real or is an individual real?
Yeah, that's exactly what Star Trek 3, the Star Trek 3 was about. It was like Spock was in need, they saved him.
Groups are a grammatical fiction.
Yeah.
Like if a company screws up and you go to court, do you sue the company or do you sue the CEO of the company? You see, the
That's
company is a fiction. It's a legal fiction. The individual is real, right? It's not the person. The person is the legal fiction, but the human being is not. You know, that's definable. That's quantifiable. A group is not. A group is made up of individuals. So yeah, you can't have a group without the individual, but you can have the individual without the group, you know. So that's how I see the world. But yeah, it's this kind of peer pressure to conform. This is antithetical to everything that the Doctor is about, right? That's the tyranny of people, you know, controlling other people, and that's what it seems ironic to me that they're pushing this collectivism. It's so antithetical to what the Doctor is about. The Doctor fled from collectivism. He fled from Time Lord society, and you know,
it's artificial social engineering.
RTD's created his own Gallifrey. You know, like he's Rassilon.
Yeah,
you know, not good.
That was the problem with him at season 3. You know the glove. That was the imaginary glove that RTD used to point at people and go when he did.
I can believe that
wasn't going right. That's why he kind of left, because he was just turning into a bit of an arsehole in the writers' room.
Doesn't
control
surprise me.
freak.
Look, yeah. I see him as a minutia guy.
Yeah.
A micromanager that would be insufferable.
They've all been like it. All the showrunners of Doctor have been absolute crazy micromanagers.
Look, they're all hung around with each other at the same.
That's it. Fitzroy Tabbing clique, isn't it?
And once you form those, listen, the BBC's always been cronyist. It's always been nepotistic. Yeah. This is just more of the same. And hey, isn't it strange that they talk about how evil white guys are and how privileged they are and how they always seem to benefit themselves? Yeah. And what are they? You know, like, I mean, it's like, oh, go and look at this lovely gay young black man over here. And so you can ignore me being the successful white patriarchy that you hate so much. Isn't it funny how he represents all of the things that they claim to hate? It just blows my mind, the absolute level of hypocrisy. Yeah. Anyway, I've come in here, I've ranted, I've dominated.
No, that's all right. Get it off your chest, yeah.
No, don't don't worry about it. I'm just like, I'm listening because I want to understand your concern. And it's valid.
I don't need validation. I just need to get it off my chest.
But I'm just saying that that it matters. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say.
Well, it clearly doesn't seem to matter to them because they keep doing it. It's like we only listen to the people we want to listen to. I think that's true for most people. Not everyone. I mean, anyone with a bit of intellectual nous wants to understand the opposite point of view without shutting it down. But honestly, these people just are unwilling to ever admit that they're potentially wrong. That, you know, if you all believe the same thing and you all agree on the same thing, maybe you don't actually agree on anything. You're just following the herd.
Yeah. Sheeple.
Yeah, it seems unquestioning. And if you do question it, you're some sort of freak. And that is not a society worth living in. That's a society of fascism. And it is corporatist fascism. It's corporate sponsored, ideological, political, state control. State, I mean, corporations are like BBC, corporations like, well, any corporation really is a state within a state. It's run by a committee. You have an elected CEO. You have shareholders, like a cooperative has shareholders. You have all the trappings of a state machine. It's floated in the public realm. It's public. Anything public is state. Anything that's state is socialized.
Yeah.
Okay. The private individual and the family, the unit is private. If it's a small company, a sole trader, or a family business, that's true capitalism. That's actual capitalism. It's not anything outside of that. Is not capitalist. It's statist. It's public. It's socialized, socialist. So when people tell us about the evils of capitalism, what they're actually saying is the evils of state fascism, corporate fascism, corporatism, which is socialism. It's just another corporate. All corporation is a union. That's it, an embodiment of a bundle of sticks tied together to become stronger. And corporations do that very well. The evils of communism, it's just a different form. So, you have to question these people all the time. And you have to hold their feet to the fire all the time because they have the power of numbers and blind obedience. To follow on and do as they're told. And it's just like, if you let these people do that, that's how they ram you to the ground. That's how they keep being in positions of power and control, because no one says no to them, because it's such a beguiling system. They bamboozle people with made up words and language and expectation and peer pressure and treating you as the other because they feel, I don't know, they project their victimhood status just in order to be perceived as the victims, but are in fact the oppressors. And they are the oppressors currently and have been for actually a long while. Since, I don't know, since around Blair, this all started.
Yeah, or around the globalist push.
Well, I think after 9/11 and the outpouring of international mourning and overwhelmed emotions, and then in this country had the death of Princess Diana. We'd never seen that level of public mourning ever. There was a schism that happened in the psyche of this country for that, and 9/11 was the other. And I think that had a profound effect on public consciousness. And I think that ever since then, something happened. And I think as well, the 90s was a pretty big time for Gen Xers to get off their tits. There's a lot of drugs in a lot of people's systems. And I think whatever kids they had from that point onwards, something was definitely in their chemistry. I don't know. It makes me wonder, all the conspiracy theories come out at that point. But I just think something happened. Something happened to us as a society that unraveled, and and then we've got a bunch of kids who've grown up with the world at their fingertips. They can look up anything at any time for anything, and they know nothing. They absolutely know nothing. All they do is be taught, and they absorb, and they completely conform to the power structure, which is ironic because you think they'd be against the authority, they'd be anti-authoritarian, but no, they appeal to corporations to tell them what to think. They appeal to each other who know nothing as well to tell them and inform them of what their opinions are, and they don't want to seem to want to know anything other than what they're told. They appeal to authority, even though that they claim to be against tyranny and fascism and all these things. They are themselves conformists and fascists. This is where the projection comes from. It's like if they don't keep projecting, they have to accept that they are the thing that they hate. So they have to keep projecting to delude themselves as long as possible before the facade collapses. And it will collapse one day. It will collapse. We're going to end up with a generation of people just going, I don't know what happened to me. I thought I knew everything, and clearly I don't. And that's a sad thing. You know, not everyone. You know, I mean, there are some good people like Jack and stuff who are, you know, wise to the events and aren't so easily, sadly, blackpilled by all this, because when the facade comes crashing down, it's painful, it's horrendous, and that it's going to trigger a lot of people who are not ready for it to collapse. And I'm worried. And I think that by perpetuating this myth of diversity inclusion, which just means our elite club, either you're in it or you're against it, is how fascism always wins and rises. You know, it becomes unquestionable. You can't question the state. You can't question the controllers, the leaders. You know, here's the slogans. If you don't say the slogans, then you're a criminal. You're thought crimed. And, you know, we've seen propaganda films from the 1930s and 40s, and this is it. You know, it's the same shit. This is the message. This is the message. This is the message. This is the message. Like, oh, this is the message. It's so transparent, you know, and I think, you know, it's like a dream that you can't, when you, I say it's like it's a nightmare, but it's so dystopian. It really reminds me of Brave New World more than 1984.
Yeah, it's turning to
1984 will come later. 1984 will come later when the drugs were worn off from Brave New World, when the Soma hit dies out. It really is. It's soft power, right? So they're distracting you with the, oh, look at this hard power over there that's killing everyone, and, you know, woo, boo, boo, defund the cops and boo, boo, boo. But really, they're the ones with the soft power, which is much more effective than the hard power. That's why I think Brave New World is a much better book, a much cleverer book, because it shows you how insidious it is. Whereas 1984 is more overt, in your face, and brutal.
Nice one, Matthew. Yeah.
Yeah, it's clear that no one should say anything, but in Brave New World, it's just everyone's indoctrinated to believe in something so much that they don't see it. You know, it's just the way they've been raised or engineered. And it's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Like, if you haven't read Brave New World, read it. It's a small book.
Fascinating book.
Phenomenal. It's written in the 1920s. It's spot on today.
Do you get this idea that they've gone after the scientists, they've kowtowed the scientists, now they're trying to go after the science fiction fans because they can see through it?
Well, think about how Star Trek and Doctor Who and shows like that have been used in, well, not used in the past, but were absolutely inseparable from scientists. You know, every generation of scientists, not every generation, but a lot of scientists grew up watching shows like Star Trek and Doctor Who, were inspired to get into science. So I see that these programs will now be used in a similar way, knowingly this time, to inspire generations of activists or generations of scientists who believe, you know, the world's going to fry in like 8 years if you don't do something, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I just believe that again,
They're so
it's
naive
propaganda.
because people just see through it.
Yeah, there's a point where being naive just moves into being ignorant. And I think when I see people in their 20s acting like they're still 16, it's in terms of their sort of political awareness or their tendency to be stroppy to the point of, you know, and just all saying the same thing. It's ultra conformity.
Yeah.
I just think you haven't really progressed anywhere. I mean, I saw, you know, when all this nonsense started a few years ago and how it ended before I got the boot off Twitter, that none of those people had changed in those 2.5 years or 3 years. They hadn't changed. They hadn't evolved. I don't understand that. I can't comprehend how you can stay the same and not really learn anything. Everything just seems to be sort of in a daze, you know, with these people. They always seem to be single note, you know. Everything's yay, I'm happy every day. I mean, it's just like happy every day, except when I see a nasty evil. Look at me going after the nasty. I did good. Look at me, I went after the nasty bigot man. Look, I did that. Yes, I'm very good. I'm happy. Evil person, look, evil person, kill the heretic. I'm happy. Yeah, but that must be exhausting. Surely. Like, I don't know. How can you live like that? I don't understand that. I mean, maybe I don't know. I don't think it's a generational thing. I think it's just a social media construct that has been built up around them and curated their entire lives. That's awful. That is so dystopian. I wish I could see it from my perspective. I just
It's almost like the guy you were arguing with the chat earlier.
Yeah, well, it's like that.
Proof,
it's like that Kate Bush song, "Running Up That Hill." You know, when she talks about swapping her place with a man, or you know, so he could understand her and she could understand him. You know, that song translates very well to political or social beliefs or whatever. You know, not necessarily beliefs, but just intellectual processes. And I just think that I just wish there was some way of communicating ideas telepathically. So it would be just like, this is what I'm trying to say, or this is what I know to be true, or this is what I believe to be true and why I believe that. And then you get feedback that tells you, you know, here's the other point of view, and here's their thing, and then somewhere in the between is the reality that you can meet in the middle and then expand upon
discourse.
Yeah, and it's the lack of discourse. It's the lack of integrity to actually have that intellectual discussion, to be able to do it freely without being cast aside or burnt as a heretic. It's so anti-intellectual. It's so reactionary. It's so aggressive, and it's so it's willful ignorance. You don't want to learn anything about the person you think you disagree with, but you don't necessarily know why. Just because they're saying the opposite words to what you've been taught to use, you know, or you disagree on words, basically, not meanings behind those words. It's so it's that new alphabet, you know. I blame Google. The alphabet is controlling everything with language. Trace it back, follow the money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think Doctor Who sits in that middle of that culture. It was a powerhouse, now it's not. I don't understand the mentality of it. Like, why would you keep doing the same thing, which you've seen has reduced the ratings to a crawl to like 2.2 million overnight, and you want to do more of that?
Yeah, same as Star Trek. They just want to let Alex Kurtzman carry on. It's like, he destroys your franchise. So, were you stupid?
It would have worked fine, potentially, if they'd just shut their mouths. Basically, that's what it boils down to. I said it again.
Yeah.
It boils down to that. But they couldn't stop themselves from espousing the woke talking points. Maybe it was because of the certain interviewers asking them from a certain magazine that requests that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I mean, why offer it? To say no, not today. No, we want to talk about a casting, and we're going to talk about, you know, softball stuff only because it's his first day in front of the cameras on this. That would have been the wise move, but no, they couldn't help themselves, and it's almost expected these days. You know, if they hadn't have said all the right things, Twitter would have gone, well, they didn't say anything about the representation, like all the narcissistic shit that you get used to Twitter. And I just don't understand why. Well, I do understand because they agree with them, but you know, how can you really, in good consciousness, appeal to those who have gone out of their way to destroy people's lives? You know, John Barrowman, Noel Clark, drove Peter Davis.
Oh, someone should ask him that. Someone should ask Russell T Davis that. Seriously, ask him. Is John Barrowman going to be the next season?
Yeah.
Just keep pushing out on him.
All happened on his watch, and he kept quiet about it, and you know, knew about it, didn't care about it, and why is he not standing up for his so-called friend? You know,
exactly.
Keep quiet.
Pushing that on him.
Yeah. I don't think we should make him forget. I think we should hold his feet to the fire as much as possible. He's got a platform. I mean, these people talk about everyone else's privilege without even mentioning their own. It's like you go on and you use your position as a platform and you espouse your views and you have an audience who applaud you for it. When we espouse our opinions, we're lucky to get 20 people because we've been soft blocked or, you know, or whatever they call it, roasted or whatever. And we don't have that platform. We're not multimillionaires or you know, have TV cameras in our living rooms to be able, you know, the only thing we have is collectivizing, and we shouldn't have to do that. So, I mean, it as an individual voice, you're ignored. As a group, we've been ignored, and we've been a vast majority within this fandom.
Shadow banned. That's the word you're looking for.
Shadow banned. Yeah. And it's funny how they selectively listen to certain people and ignore the rest. And it's always the ones that they ignore who have the money, who want to pay for shit, that are dissatisfied. And you're just basically telling us to go fuck ourselves again and again and again. At what point do we actually go, do you know what? I'm going to go fuck myself. I'm going to go fuck off and fuck myself right now to please RTD. If that's what he wants, if he wants us all to fuck off, why don't we just all fuck off? Then you can do your wonderful, stunning and brave new world show with the 30, 40 people on Twitter who fucking blow smoke up your ass all day. If that's, you know, or do you want honest opinion? No, you don't want honest opinion, do you? Because you've ignored us.
Yeah, I think Jordan B. Peterson's right, mate. I think we're just living in a pandemic of narcissism.
It is.
That's the real pandemic.
My grandmother, bless her heart, used to say to me, and this was many years before all this stuff, but she said, people today, you know, they should just wear T-shirts saying it's all about me.
Yeah,
and she was right. She was so spot on.
Yeah. We need to get Master TDS on the show.
Yeah. Well, I think I need it.
They're less busy.
Oh, they'll be super busy now. Yeah.
Oh, they'll be insanely busy.
Oh, Melina, I feel bad. Don't go on mute. I feel awful. I want you to talk. She's gone on. She's not coming back. Melina,
you got to shut the stream down. I can't do it. Come back, Melina.
Have I driven the entire audience away?
No. You always like having that Jeff Goldblum speech. We just let you do it.
Yeah, you shouldn't, because it's. If I don't have someone shut me up, at least Noel shuts me up.
It's too early in the morning to shut you up, mate.
Oh, I had to get off my chest.
No, I understand. I mean, I'm kind of similar. I'd say I'm optimistic, but yeah, also, you know, cautiously optimistic.
To go from being almost like emotionally charged because of such a lovely written introduction, And now I'm just thinking that was written by RTD, definitely. And then to come
Yeah.
crashing down to reality by seeing this ill-conceived, ill-played out red carpet. It just
Yeah.
looked so elitist, so exclusionary. You know, they're talking about inclusivity day in, day out. Well, okay, if you're so inclusive, why are you not listening to me? Why don't you invite me to the red carpet event and ask me my... Why don't you buy me some champagne? Oh, it's not that kind of inclusive. I see. It's only inclusive to you and your elite friends.
So it's Animal Farm inclusive then.
It really is. I mean,
Neil
it's
Oliver
like,
did a great speech on that earlier on GB News. It was brilliant.
yeah,
Absolutely brilliant. He talked about everything like Animal Farm,
it
especially with
is.
politicians.
It's funny, when they talk about eat the rich.
Yeah.
It's the ironies is, I mean, they say, oh yeah, eat the rich, but they probably say only eat the rich if it's got gold leaf on it,
Yeah.
only if it comes with caviar, darling.
Yeah.
It beautiful hypocrisy. It's
if it all
stunning.
does blow up in a year and a half time, it's going to be like watching the downfall of Adolf Hitler, watching RTD just burn.
It's sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
I don't want Doctor Who to be used
No.
as an experiment. It's
Yeah.
It's always been experimental. It's always progressed. It's always changed. We get that. We've all heard the arguments, but it's never been until recently used as propaganda.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what this is.
That's
And
what
they're
happened
not
to
even
Star
hiding
Trek.
it anymore. They're not hiding it anymore. They said to push the message. I mean, how clearer can you be? They said push the message. Pushing the message. I don't want to be pushed a message. If a message needs pushing, perhaps it's not a very good idea in the first place.
Yeah, perhaps it's a bad message, yeah.
Ideas that are good are ones that perpetuate themselves.
Exactly how Claire Fox put it, yeah.
Yeah, they organically become the consensus, right? Because it's a good idea. If you have to push an idea, it maybe is not an idea that can stand up by itself. Certain things certainly do need pushing when you're faced with tyranny. When you're faced with absolute tyranny, you have to push back. We are not the tyranny. They are the tyranny. They are the tyranny because if you don't believe everything that they serve up, or believe it's all about branding with them. It's like, oh, I'm against racism. Yes, we're against racism. Yes, but I'm Black Lives Matter. I don't believe in Black Lives Matter. They're a Marxist organization. You're a racist. You see what I mean? We all agree that racism is bad, but because you don't believe in the brand, which is corporatist fascism, then you're a heretic and a racist. And this is how they get you. This is how they get you. It's the same with Pride. It's the same with Stonewall and Pride and Black Lives Matter and Me Too and all these hashtags. The hashtag was invented purely to sloganize and brand movements. It's how activists gain their soft power through simple things like that metadata and using certain branded language. When you brand an organization and you connect it to a movement which is connected to an ism or an ist or a phobe or whatever, they empower themselves to dominate the subject. That organization, that collectivist, corporate-sponsored fascist organization becomes absolutely interlocked and interlinked to the meaning of the word. So BLM is inextricably linked to Black rights. And it's not Black rights. It's a brand, an organization, a corpus, right, of people, a bundle of sticks. All right, so that's with an axe. And that's what they are. And it's not the thing itself. They latch onto it so they can control it. And if you oppose them, you oppose the message. So it's so insidious, you know, and I find it very distasteful. And when they start talking using those words, that language that is used solely by people who are part of that branded corporation of people, that fascist corpus, that bundle of sticks, then they are the oppressors, because they are the many who've decided that the few are, or you know, they think they're the many. They're not really, but they make it appear that there's more of them than there actually are, because they hold the keys. Right? They're the ones in the media. They're the ones in control of the TV. They're the ones in control of Hollywood in the music business and so on and so forth. And they project power with illusion, smoke and mirrors, that they have the numbers. Oh, so many people on Twitter said this, and so many people complained to the BBC about that, and that's all they report on, because they're the ones in charge of the media. So of course it looks like they're in power, and that's the illusion, the projection. They're very good at that. But don't be fooled. You know, if we believed them, we would have believed that Brexit would never happen, that Trump would never have got in, or you know, Jeremy Corbyn would be prime minister. And it didn't happen. Why? Because the silent majority are watching. And it's just people like you and me who just going, this is insane, who don't necessarily speak out about it. But, you know, when it comes to the crunch, when it matters, you know, they go, no, I don't like that. And boom.
Yeah.
And it's the same with viewing, you know, ratings for TV shows and things like that. You know, you can spin it all you like. People just go, no. boom, 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 over a period of time. And there's no escaping that. And they can keep gaslighting us, telling us how successful and wonderful it is. And talking about Doctor Who like it's still relevant, you know, like it's still the best thing ever. And it's just like, who are you kidding? You know, you're fucking with us, basically, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, well, we knew the revival would die out
Bread and
eventually.
circuses, exactly, Matthew.
Yeah. We knew it did eventually. It wasn't going to be a dream that's going to last forever.
That's what Jack said. You know, he said,
Yeah.
you know, good things come to an end, don't they?
Yeah. We knew there was going to
He
be
was
like a
so
5
broken
or
up.
10
He
year.
was bad.
We're heading
Very-
for a 5-year hiatus or something.
I said I think we should have had that. You know, I think they should have ended after season Jodie's second season.
Yeah.
And then gone on hiatus.
For a couple of years. Yeah, 2 to 3 years.
Yeah. And maybe in that time actually look at what's happening, you know, around the world, and how this woke thing is look, you're openly being mocked, right? You can stand there looking as pretentious and sanctimonious as you like, and in charge, and look at us, we're all stunning and brave, and we're so virtuous, and we're just looking at you laughing. We're laughing at you.
True.
Beyond the anger, we are fucking laughing at you. We are mocking you. You're trying to mock us, but you just look fucking, because you're the ones on camera.
Like the Romans in the last Life of Brian, they're just getting mocked by the crowd, but not realizing.
That's exactly it. Oh my god, yeah, it is.
Roger.
Yeah, yeah. Cyril the Syrian Strangler or whatever. Yeah. Oh, that's exactly it. Biggest dickus and
yeah, just taking the piss out of them.
And we like the Centurions going, "Oh no, sir!" Oh.
Yeah, if the Centurion did on it.
And then the crowd, we're the crowd laughing, but the Jodie bots are the ones outside Brian's window going, "Yes, we're all individuals. Tell us more."
Oh, it's just Life of Brian. It's
and we're also the guy who's dancing, going, "Jehovah, Jehovah," and they're like going, "Stone him, heretic."
It's just the Life of Brian.
Are there any women here? No.
No.
Don't even know what a woman is anymore, do they? I don't even know. I mean, that film is just, oh god, it's
so
relevant to today. Even it's just
yeah, it's one of my favorite films at the moment.
We're living in a Monty Python movie.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Oh, Melina's back. Hello.
Oh, she's back. We just worked it out. We just worked out all our angles. We're living in a Monty Python film.
No, don't worry about it. I was coughing a lot and I had to.
Oh, are you okay?
That's fine. But gosh, excuse me. I can understand like about this whole problem with what RTD says. I think I saw the video though. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just think he looked a little like, I don't know, just something. There's something not right about it. I just feel like he was
No,
pushed.
it's like he's got Stonewall's hand up his ass or something.
Exactly.
I'm just getting this weird feeling now.
And you know what's my theory in this on this aside from that, it's just something that it worries me, is that to have that kind of talk, I guess, or opinion or whatever you want to say, is that it dangerous for us, any of us who doesn't like this doctor or this era. Just an example, let's say if we don't like the first episode, and then we're gonna be yelled at as being racist. You
I don't
see?
care.
We got to get just some guy to review the first episode.
So it's just gonna be
Just in
kind of
case.
sloppy about it. But I think I think it's okay to be to have your low standards and whatever, but just still give it a chance and watch
I'd
the
say
episode.
be cautiously optimistic.
Be
No, I'm
cautious.
cautiously pessimistic at the moment.
Yeah.
He's not cautiously optimistic anymore, but
Mm.
I'm guessing you still want to be at least cautious.
Yeah.
And still give it a chance, and watch the first episode, and hopefully that whatever Russell says, whatever can't say his name. No, wait, don't say I had it.
Shooty.
Oh, Shooty. Shooty. And hopefully that does not ruin the experience from Doctor Who, that you can separate it from that. But I don't know. The thing is that I personally, I'm still excited, me personally. So
I'm not going to take that away from you. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
no.
I've gone from being optimistic to cautiously optimistic again. So
Mm.
Me personally, I'm still a little excited, to be honest. I'm not being cautious or anything like that, but I can understand your point though. And I won't lie, it is worrisome because I just hope that Russell, the way he acted, I hope that he does this, how do I say, that he doesn't let anybody, BBC or Stonewall, to say, control him, as for future episodes. That he does it because he remembers that this is for everybody. Doctor Who's for everybody. That's the point. Doctor
Yeah.
Who's always been about everybody.
Yep.
yeah. Yeah.
And it needs to be about that always. But
If it's not, it's a family show, and
Yeah.
that
right.
word "family" and the meaning of it has been devalued by these people. They
Oh, yeah.
hate families, and I think by appeasing and appealing to a small minority as the first and foremost priority is a mistake. I don't think this endears the LGBT so-called community to the vast majority by
No, it's destroying.
ramming it in your face and going, "We've got your thing now. We've got your toy. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. It's ours now." And I don't think that's a really good way to win people round. And it certainly makes me feel uncomfortable because that's representing me without my permission or my desire to be represented in this way. I don't have a say. I'm ignored. I get booted off of Twitter because I say gay men don't do vagina. I got booted off of Twitter for basically saying that. So homophobia within the LGBT community seems to be acceptable now. And make no mistake about it. If it's bad for gay men and gay women, you better watch out, heterosexuals, because you're obviously even further down the chain than me. And that's not a nice thing to say. I don't want to be in that position. I never asked to be in this position. I wanted equality. I got equality. And now this is coming back to bite me on the bum, and it's making us look bad. Very bad. I don't really feel up for that. I just
I get it. Also, I guess in a way, can I use the word triggering? I know it's so stupid, but it's triggering the past 5 years of what you've been through in the Doctor Who fandom. I mean, and I guess
I'm not
that's
prepared to go through that anymore. No chance.
that's what I was trying to say. That it's just you don't want to go through that again. You're it's enough. Enough was enough. Um, so that's what I'm saying. That I understand where you're coming from on this, and so part of it, like how do I say that? That's I'm not gonna lie that part of that worries me because well we all had our little personal problems on issues or excuse me on Twitter
Yeah.
and we all had our traumas, I guess you could say, on Twitter, and so it is worrisome. Uh, I just hope, and I really do hope that some way or form, at least for Lee's sake, and people who think the same way that strongly, I mean, that with Russell's style of writing and how he's gonna bring back Doctor Who, that help us at least just kind of like ignore of that interviews like that and just
I
just
can't. I just can't.
I understand that, Lee. I understand that. Well,
Because that reveals their intent, right? That
I
make
get
no
it.
mistake about it. That's first and foremost in their mind. Look, I know we all have this belief and faith in RTD that story and character come first. That may be true 2005 to 2009. I don't know if that's true now. I've seen him transmogrify into this very militant character with with his award show speech where he went off on a tangent and espousing this absolute lie that LGBT Alliance is this hate group who wants to kill the T. I've never heard such hyperbolic nonsense in my entire life.
I just want to
From
say
someone
this
who's
as well
old
about
enough
RTD.
and smart enough to know better, frankly.
If you fail RTD, you do realise you better have about 50 fingers on your hand when the Japanese get hold of you. Just saying. Just saying that.
Oh, look, I'm just tired. I'm tired of. Look, we had this hope for the last few months, and that was a lot of goodwill building up. And just to throw it away by being careless on the red carpet, espousing all this virtue shit, and you're off to drink champagne and pat each other on the back on the red carpet. It's not a good look. That is bad optics. People are living with a 50% increase in their living costs. People are struggling. The house prices are about to collapse. The bubble on the housing market is about to collapse. Everything's going to pot. And these people are preaching about virtue and about how poverty and food banks and, identity. And it's like people don't give a fuck about identity or about diversity. And people are worried about how they're going to meet their bills. People are worried about how they can afford the increased food prices, right? Yes, you want to sit there and preach from your pulpit in your ivory tower about poverty. When was the last time you couldn't afford to eat? And you're now saying, "Oh, look at this stunning and brave young lad here, and aren't I stunning and brave too?" It's sick. It looks sick. It looks. The optics are just so odd to me. It's like a really weird acid trip. It's just like
it's whoring you, like
he looked like an awkward pimp with a male prostitute. Like the guy was wearing this outrageous costume, which doesn't endear. I'm sorry, that's what I'm saying. It was Hunger Games, exactly that. It was
weird
Hunger
tassels
Games
coming from it. It's like weird.
It like if he had a chain with a collar around his neck and RTD was holding that chain, that would have just made. That's exactly what it looked like. I'm sorry, but that's what it looked like to me. It looked disgusting the way it was paraded out there to look like a circus act. It didn't look serious, and the poor guy was stumbling. like I don't know what happened. Like all the actors who played the Doctor have all been erudite, have all been well educated. Well, I'm not saying he's not well educated. I'm just saying that they were articulate and able to string a comprehensible sentence. Jodie Whittaker couldn't hold a single sentence without
She was just
sounding like a complete idiot. And this guy, I know he was on the back foot, nervous and all the rest of it. I get that, but he was still managed to spend 90% of the time talking about absolute bollocks, and saying the message and pushing the buzzwords. And I'm like, either he's been coached to do it.
Should we put it this way then, Robbie? How long do you think until they start having fights on set? Like with Eccleston and RTD?
Probably when Ncuti turns down RTT's advances.
Yeah.
When he becomes too big for him.
Yeah. Like with Phil Collins, and
I'm certain there's something not right there going on. I don't know. I'm just saying. I didn't say anything. You said it, not me. But that's what it looks like. It just looks so awkward. Like the morning after. That's what it looked like. It does. I'm sorry. That's what it looks like. I know that look. I've seen that look before. That's what it looked like to me. So just putting that out there.
Yeah, something going on. Yeah.
I
think our conclusion to this is, outside we gotta be a bit careful, but their side is dodgy as well.
Whose side? What dodgy? What? How do you mean?
Just some of the language we're using in the chat earlier. We got to be a bit more careful.
Yes.
But there is probably something going on.
Yeah.
Sorry, I rephrased that completely wrong because my brain line's gone blank.
It's late.
Yeah, it's too early in the morning.
It's he wasted all our brain cells.
Yeah.
He burned them all.
Peter Harrington is correct there as well. He says, give people enough goodies and apathy wins. Distraction and groups move in.
Yeah.
Very, very true. And it is, I think that's where we're at. I think apathy is set in to such a degree. Everything now is just an eye roll. It's
price
like,
of freedom is eternal vigilance.
Yeah, and we've been slack.
Yeah.
I think our generation, Gen X, have been very slack. We've allowed things to run amok under our noses and not realize it until it's too late. And that's on us. That's on us. We failed. Yeah. But we failed because we spent all our years trying to get somewhere because the boomers pulled up the drawbridge behind them and fucked us over for so long. We became self-absorbed because we had to be in order to fight our way to get anywhere, basically. I'll say it again. And then we were sandwiched in between them and this lot. And it's just...
millennials, I like to call them.
It's just, oh, Lord. I just hope Gen Z reject their nonsense.
Most of the Gen Zs I've met are.
Well, Jack's definitely one of them. So there is hope. I know it's not a strategy, but...
Not as many are going to university as they used to, if you know what I mean.
Well, it's avoided like the bloody plague. It's not what it should be anymore.
I know.
It's a breeding ground, a training camp for fucking radicals, And there's nothing wrong with being idealistic in your youth and wanting to save the planet and be the big I am. And look, we all grow up, we all start that way. We're conscientious of we're all lefties when we're young, but as you get older, the veil falls from your eyes. And I'm not saying you have to turn into a fucking Thatcherite or anything like that. Certainly not. I'm just saying that the follies of youth are only clear when you're out of your youth, and it's never a pleasant experience to realize what you believe was wrong. It never is. No one likes that, but it's an important lesson, and it is part of life, and you do learn from that. And that's true for every generation that's ever lived, I think. So
that's why one of my mottos is never prove me right.
Eh?
My mottos is never prove me right. Because I'm insufferable if you prove me right.
Well, my favorite author, Robert Anton Wilson, said,
Yeah.
and I'm going to paraphrase it because I don't have the quote at hand, but he said, "Belief is the death of intelligence. If one assumes certitude, you stop questioning that aspect of existence."
Yeah.
And that's true, because once you've decided that this is the only way, then you've completely cut off the bandwidth through every other experience that will teach you otherwise, and you get entrenched, and that's where your bigotry comes in.
Yeah.
And we're all guilty of it, but we all have to be open to certain things, but you can only be burnt so many times before you think, well, actually this is bloody painful.
Yeah.
And a bit of pain can be good because it teaches you not to do something, or that
Not
the
to
thing
do
that you're doing is wrong, or whatever. But there comes a point when you have to intuitively understand life is much more of a gradient than black and
Yeah.
white, and people are unwilling to understand nuance. It's on them, not on you. And it's like another saying, I can't remember who said it, but it's believe those who claim to seek the truth, doubt those who claim to have found it.
Exactly. Yeah. Heard that one.
And I think that's so profoundly true, ironically, or not, but it rings true. There's no hollowness. It's a thought out philosophical point, and it's we all want to believe that we're here to seek the truth. We all want to believe that the truth exists, and we all want to find it and to understand it and to make our lives improve from it. But when you land on an answer and a solution to everything, and that's it, I found it, I have the truth. Now, believe me, you heretics, I'll die.
The holy grail of truth.
Yeah, exactly. See where this sort of
yeah.
It's all around charismatic people who claim to be the arbiters of truth. No one is the arbiter of truth. You'd have to be a mind as big as the planet to fully comprehend.
Big brain.
Yeah, 42.
Yeah, brain the size of a planet, and I got to do this.
Open and close doors. Sigh.
Get a cup of tea. Do this, Marvin. Yeah.
Well, this has turned into the Lee Show.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Sorry. I was just playing around. Seriously, actually, you did me a favor because I was I'm tired of talking to. Not now. I'm not talking about now, but I've been talking so much these days at my job. Because I have to. I had talk. Speaking of like different subject to kind of like line the mood a little bit, whatever. But I was telling the PD that when I got I was out of social media because I've been busy with my 2 jobs. I work at Bath and Body Works, what's it called, like a store for for
like body shop over here.
Right, like exactly. And then I work at tourism, right? So when I was I started at 3 a.m. at the airport. And so you sent me something.
Yeah, look, just to show you how I'm booked. Earlier, when I was excited by everything, I was going to do a whole new title sequence for Doctor Who with Ncuti as the Doctor. So I photoshopped a coat on him, which a coat I actually own, by the way. But and I thought I was going to do that. Now I just I'm not going to do it because I just don't believe in it anymore. But I that's the picture I made. And I was going to put
I like it. Oh, come on. I really do. Oh, come on. I don't want
right.
you to I don't want you to lose that.
No, it's gone.
It's gonna be
if
fun
I made that now, I'd be a hypocrite. I wouldn't be happy doing it.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Because I honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want you to lose that. Um, how do I say? Excitement, not. But I just don't want you to lose the optimism. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, that's down to them. That's not on me. I've said my piece because they put me there. They did that. I didn't do anything. I was on board, and then they went and opened their goddamn mouths, and it's like I've been here before. I'm not prepared to be patronized, humiliated, and put in this position against my will again. Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And we are in
Star Trek
danger.
Discovery.
Yeah, we're in danger of doing that to ourselves. Blindly having optimism for the sake of wanting to will it into existence doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it happen. And we are on the precipice of deluding ourselves to the point that when we delude ourselves too far, and then the realization sinks in, and that crash is much, much harder down the line. I'm better off knowing that this isn't for me now than believing down the line and then having it much more crushing later on, because you've been led, the hope builds and the hope builds and the hope builds, and it's too. I can't go through that again. I've been through that for the last few years. I haven't the energy, and I don't feel I have to explain myself anymore. I've made my positions clear, and it's not because I'm against his casting at all. I was very.
I get it.
But now it's just,
but that's the point.
It's the message, not the person.
I know, I understand, but that's actually the point. I was trying to say that I don't want it to. That's my cat scratching the door. I don't want it to ruin the Doctor Who experience per se, because just I know it's hard for you to do it, but it's just we really need this. I really do. Like you said, it's been 5 years of this.
So, Lee, you think they're going to replace one failed experiment with another failed experiment?
Right. And I don't want this one interview, as stupid as it is and was, to kind of just ruin the what you were feeling earlier.
But they're not going to change. They are not going to change.
I know, mi amor.
They want us to change. That's why they keep doing it. They keep doing it to drum it into us over and over and over and over again. It's like, we are not going to change. It's playing chicken with us.
Yeah.
The thing is,
the more desperate they're getting, the more they're losing.
The thing is, without us, they don't have an audience.
Right.
And they tried to create a new audience, and look what happened. You can't engineer us.
It was a bad start. Let's put it that way.
It was a great start, and then it went
restart. But it's not if your purpose. Okay, let's put it this. If the purpose is to bring all Whovians and have Doctor Who, I'm gonna dare to say this, returned to everybody, not just one group or certain people, for everybody, then this is not a way to go, right?
Yeah.
Can't rerun the same experiment, but just change it to gay and
it is. It's literally. Sorry, I was going to say it is taking one mask off and putting on another mask, and it's the same product underneath. But oh look, we've got a new branding on it. Oh look, but it's the same message, and it's branding that message. It's nailing it to their mast, and they're still sailing. They're still sinking under the waves with it, going, "We're doing this for the right reasons," and you're all bigots. And it's I'm tired of that, and we've seen it already. And look, of course, there are going to be racist idiots out there. There are going to be homophobic idiots out there, and all the rest of it. Blah blah blah. But
we're going to bite. Yeah.
Those are small numbers of voices.
That's what I was getting at, chat. Don't
that they point at to tar everyone with.
Yeah.
and that's what they do that on purpose. They do that on purpose. That's how deceitful they are, because they know that they can use this as a weapon against the evil bigots, and they can lump everyone together and say, look at those people, shouldn't they be marginalized? We saw it in that media thing from when Jodie was cast that was brought back up recently, where they said not only should these people be drummed out, you should go after them. You're basically, calling for people to go after these people, and they did. That's how divisive this is, and they can tell me otherwise till they're blue in the face. I can see what they're doing. They're not doing this for artistic reasons. They're not doing it for the right reason. They're not doing it because, look, I'm not admonishing his acting ability or anything like that. I'm sure he's a good actor, but ultimately, when you start straight off the bat talking about the message, I'm sorry that you're not even hiding it anymore. You're making it quite clear that this is not a creative decision, but a proactively political one. And it's so insincere. It's so self-congratulatory. It's so elitist and perverse in the way that they do it. It is a freak show. And I don't like that. I don't like seeing people who share my sexuality being indoctrinated into this system and being paraded like that. It sickens me. And it is tokenism. He's this white towering guy standing next to this young black guy who's gay under his wing, and it's so patronizing. Like, you want to talk about patriarchy? Well, there you are. And I can't see anything else but that now, because they've made it abundantly clear in a very heavy-handed way, in a very off-guard way. But because it was off guard, it's more genuine. That's the truest form of what they genuinely intend and believe. There's no escaping that. There's no getting around that. That's it. Now, of course, we haven't seen what his scripts are. He wrote the scripts before he did the casting. Did he have this in mind when he wrote them? I don't know, but
I don't think so. I actually don't.
I hope not.
Of course, we hope not. But just trying.
Doesn't mean they can't be rewritten though. Just spare that.
Oh God, don't say that. But I'm just gonna conclude this live stream, and I'm just gonna say
Debbie Downer.
No, you're not being Debbie Downer.
No, you're right. As we say, we know now. Don't act to them, because it will just give them more ammunition in the future. So we got to
ignore them. Ignore them.
Just ignore them.
Right.
Ignore them.
And kind of proceed with caution. There you go.
Right. I just don't. Me personally, I mean, obviously I can't control what Lee thinks or feels. I just don't want him to lose that little optimism that he had earlier. And I know you said, oh, it's cemented, it's there, blah blah blah. I get it. I do. I mean, of course I can't speak as in I'm not gay, obviously, but just I guess I can say, and it's a stupid advice, don't let this still ruin your excitement and still looking forward to at least seeing one episode.
And we'll watch it, but I'm not watching it with high expectations. As I said in the stream, even when I was on board, that it's down to them to do their job. It's not down to me as the audience member to give them what they want. They have to give me what I want. That's the nature of entertainment. It's dance for me. Dance for me. That's basically their job. It's not their job to make me dance for them, right? Or to sing to their tune. They're not doing me the favor. I'm giving them. We all are individually giving them the power to entertain us. We're the ones giving them our money and our eyes and our brain cells to sit there and absorb what they give us. But we can choose whether or not we want it, whether or not we like it. But that's not down to us. That's down to them and what they give us. And if we don't like it, we have every right to tell them that we don't like it. We have every right to not watch it. We have every right to not buy their products. We have every right to turn away and go away. If that's what they want us to do, we'll happily oblige. You don't need to tell us twice. We've been told that already. But that's it. That's where we're at. And as I said, the definition of man is to do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And I just think this seems a very clear example of they're not listening. They're not listening, not willing to listen. They're not willing to negotiate. They're not willing to compromise. They're not willing to think about the bigger picture. They want to focus on the minutiae of modern day, current day politics, and tell us how bad we are and how wrong we are and how much we need to be educated and all this kind of stuff, which is just another word for indoctrination, really. But it's not helpful when you fetishize race, gender, and sexuality to the degree that you are doing in order to push a point which has already been made much better back 30 years ago. It's embarrassing. I find it embarrassing. I find it cringe. I find it humiliating and distasteful. And I don't think they see that. And I'm not saying that they have to see it how I see it, but I wish they'd at least listen to us. Not listen to us in terms of you must do as we say or do everything we want. That would be impossible. We know that. But Doctor Who was successful because it was popular, because it was for everyone. By narrowing that bandwidth, you're not helping anyone. You're not helping any minorities. You're actually harming them because you're making them look like zoo animals. You're making them look like exhibits, and it's distasteful to me. And
I am not a number. I am a free man.
Yeah, it's like it just seems to make a mockery of the individual. It seems to all this everything appeasing groups. Something that saying where you can only please some of the people some of the time, but not all of the people all of the time.
Yeah.
But you stand a better chance. You stand a better chance if you try to make it appeal to the masses rather than because they're the ones paying for it. They're the ones who are suffering in the current day, who want entertainment to escape the horrors of our reality. But all you're doing is presenting more depressing ideological concerns, which are completely orchestrated and artificial, just to create a new power paradigm, which isn't you or me or anyone who's already living a life struggling. It's look at these bunch of so-called oppressed people who actually have more rights than anyone else, who you can't criticize in any way, and who seem to have all positions of power in media and TV and film and music and all the rest of it. So, if that's your idea of oppression, can I be oppressed, please?
Yeah.
I'm crying for it. Please, oppress me. Can I get a job at the BBC? Thanks. Can I be on TV? I want my representative. No, I don't want someone representing me. I want to be represented by myself. Thank you very much. So put me on there. It's never happened. It's an illusion. It's a lie. We've been told a lie. This is for you. Well, I didn't ask for it. Well, it's for you anyway, but I don't want it. Too bad. It's just like, that's not inclusive at all. It's very exclusive. Very exclusive. Anyway.
Anyway,
that I guess that'll be your conclusion. PD, any last words?
No, I think probably summed it all up.
For far too long.
I would just say try to hold the middle ground because it's the most rewarding to hold. Try not to be like the enemy, but keep an ear to the ground, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I guess all I'm gonna say is that I'm still excited, and by the way, when I say this, it doesn't mean I'm dismissing your feelings, Lee. By the way,
no, listen, I'm not going to tell people not to watch it. All I said is, don't feel obliged to. Like don't feel you can't say anything because you'll be deemed this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
It's like, look, again, it's not our job to do their job. They have to do their job for us.
Yeah.
You know, we pay them money for their shit. We give them our eyes and our time. We don't owe them that. It's not expected. They can't expect us to just go, you know what? You know, I'm a slave to my home, and the TV will switch on a pre-programmed time, and I will be strapped to my chair and forced to what? No, clearly that's not the case. And until that day arrives, which may very well happen in the future, until then, no, thank you. You know, I've had enough. I mean,
I will
watch
RTD
it.
is going to eat his words in the end about fans. We turn around and said that your biggest asset, you're also your biggest critic.
I'll tell you what. This is day one. We've got what, a year and a half or something.
Yeah, year and a quarter about.
A year. Well, okay. My advice to them: shut your fucking mouth. Just give us like little snippets of, you know, the thing, not the politics. Yeah. If they keep coming out in interviews espousing this shit, the more they talk, the more or less likely I am to sit down and watch it to give them a chance, because there's only so much demoralizing language I can take, and it is demoralizing. It's, you know, all this talk of diversity, inclusion, and all the rest of it. It's not about that. It's never been about that. It's using people to control other people and to fetishize people in order to achieve that. And I think that that's distasteful. And I don't really want to be represented in this way if it means that I'm now being moved from one perceived, and it is perceived badly and wrongly and incorrectly, as one supremacist group to another supremacist group. I don't agree with any form of supremacy in any kind of way. You know, it's distasteful. And, you know, even the worst people in the history of the world have used morality and ethics and virtue to alleviate the terrible things that they do, all in the name of all these wonderful good things that they think they're doing. And it's clearly something else. And it's all about control and power and dominance, and in one form or another. And I don't like that. I want egalitarianism, not this vulgar parody of that.
Back to an egalitarian meritocracy,
Yeah, and it isn't. It's not that.
No. Anyway.
So. Happy
days.
Yep.
So anyway,
I'll always speak my mind. That's the way I've been raised.
No.
I grew up being told I couldn't say anything because, you know, I was bullied and harassed and all the rest of it. Look, I've been there. I've been the oppressed person. Thank you very much. More than I care to mention.
I've been oppressed a few times myself.
Yeah, and frankly, I know what it's like. I know. I've been there. So I'm speaking from my personal experience, my lived experience, as I like to say on Twitter. But ultimately, this isn't it. This isn't. I grew up having to guard myself constantly and not say what was on my mind. I was too afraid to say and speak my mind for many, many years. And when I broke free of that, the genie was out of the bottle. And now I've gotten to the stage where I will always speak my mind when I feel I need to speak my mind, and I won't be told I can't. That's oppression. When you are oppressing speech, you can't claim to be virtuous when you're literally, and I will say literally this time and mean it because it's what it actually, when you're literally calling for people to stop talking.
Yeah.
That's the death of intellect, and that's the death of truth. It's the death of conversation. It's the death of intelligence. It's the death of conversation. It's the death of honesty, you know. And I think we live in the age of lies and deceit and
narcissism.
Yeah, and it's hard to escape that. It's comfortable to live a lie. Being gay, we know that very well. You know, it's a lesson we I learned, PD.
Yeah,
and it's we know how that feels. We know how uncomfortable it is to live a lie, and you're forcing us to live a lie all over again. It's like being put back in the closet, and I'm not going back in any closet. Thank you very much. No,
What
thank
the
you.
Disco Alien said, it won't be the far right pushes her back in the closet, or be the left.
Well, the far right, it's a bogeyman.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
It won't be the libertarians. It'll be the
far
liberals.
far right. To say that far right exists the way that they think it does isn't the case. You know.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a bogeyman now.
You do get collectivists in terms of theological types, or you know, people who don't understand that, you know, to be an individual you have to form some kind of MAGA thing, you know, with red hats and things. It's just like, well, you're just like the socialists. That's collectivism.
Yeah.
It's the irony. Both sides don't get it, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, but you know, the fascists, the Yazis, the communists, they're all the same thing on the far left, and no one will ever change my mind in that. I've done enough research on that to know that that's the case. And people may disagree, I don't care, but I can argue on definitions alone. So you better come prepared with the dictionary.
Like earlier.
Yeah. Oh Lord. And I said, I knew that was going to happen. Anyway. C'est la vie.
So.
Yes, we'll try and wrap this up now.
I have control again.
I know. Oh God. It's like the days I was on speed.
But anyways, just concluding, and we'll pick up another day of that. I think I have more free days this week. I asked for it because I'm too exhausted. I'm still sick. Yeah, it's gonna be like that for a while now. I'm supposed to be resting up, but I can't afford more sick days. I can't. I can't. I had to ask for help on Twitter, and I kind of hated it on my PayPal, and I really hated doing that. But I was like, I needed help, and I had someone named Sean who donated some money, and I really appreciate it. If he's listening, I appreciate it very much, because
there are good people out there.
Sean.
Well, you know, it's funny you should say that. I've been struggling for all this time, and then I found out two days ago that one of my songs that I signed to a label 5 years ago had been used for a rather successful trailer for a TV show. And just on the YouTube views alone on the trailer and my song had amassed about 3 million plus views and all this ad revenue. And so my royalties had not been paid to me, and the ad revenue was not coming to me either. So I've now started the ball and process to get all that money claimed back, because someone fucked up massively, right? My royalties went to someone else with the same name, by the looks of it, who's a banjo player in America, funnily enough. So, yeah, I'm hoping, you know, knowing my luck, I probably won't see a fucking penny, but that's owed to me. I'm very looking forward to get my military fucking mentality on and go fucking full cold hits on them if they don't give me what I want. Oh my God, I'm not talking like pocket money. I'm talking a serious amount of cash, and I'm like, I will die getting that money if I have to. You know, it's just it's been such a horrible few months. Just
fingers crossed there, buddy.
Yeah, so I totally understand where you're coming from, Alina. There's no shame in that at all. You know, I put a PayPal on my my YouTube channel, Aldred Audiovisual, but I put it on there.
We all know it. We all know where you're supposed to. Put it in the chat, but we all know where it is.
Yeah. No one's coughed up anything, so they all hate me. But
we're giving you a massive
no, you've done more than anybody. So, well,
yeah.
There's some good people out there. Well, I did make myself some nice fudge, so I got some fudge in the fridge.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else.
Oh, did you?
No, not
Keep
that
it to
kind
yourself.
Of fudge. No,
I didn't nudge it. Don't worry.
But anyways, channels. You already said yours, Lee. Say it again. Audio what? Audio fiction.
Audio what? I love that. Look, Audred, AUDRED. Audred Audio Visual. Shut up, you. Matriarchy. God, she's off again. Oh, jeez. What you like? What you like, love? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Well, thanks for joining us. I don't know. I suppose better wrap up for her. She's not coming back from this one. So, yeah, thanks for putting up with me ranting like a lunatic. Thanks for listening to Pete in the chat there, Peter, and for Matthew Pounder, also talking sense, and for PD Rich finding the odd word to interject with, and of course Melina with the fits of giggles and talking whilst eating, I don't know, sausages or something.
Yeah, we're used to Noel doing it, so it's fine.
That's it, yeah. Oh God. Very professional. Very
I'm dying.
Oh Lord. Oh dear. Finger of fudge is just enough. Give the kids a treat.
Well,
Great
thank
stuff.
you. Thank you for anybody. I don't know who came, but thank you. I mean, that's only wrong.
Wow, you haven't even bothered to engage with your audience. I'm shocked. All this time I was talking, you could have been interjecting and reading their comments. But no, you didn't do that, did you? So unprofessional. The matriarchy.
I remember that I'm Puerto Rican. I have I'm
Oh, you get all intersectional on me now.
exactly. So I win.
Wow. No, I win because I'm gay.
Not my chopped liver.
I'm higher up the professional. I'm higher up the not professional, the operational.
Gay autistic cancer survivor over
I've
here.
heard that.
Fuck you. You win all the points.
That before monthly. Oh, I love that.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm socially awkward. I can't do that.
Not that it matters at all.
Oh, right. It's socially,
it bloody matters.
Awkward.
So I'm just gonna go over here and pretend like.
Oh, people! I can't believe people still defend that. But anyway, that's another day, another time.
Memory hole for that one.
I'm dying.
Shut up. Get over it, will you? Carry on. Like... Breathe, woman.
I am breathing.
Well, do it quietly. God, die quietly for crying out loud. Stop it.
I'll die quietly in Peter Capaldi's arms.
Simp.
Anyway, you can find me on places.
Oh my god. Apparently that's funny.
You know, I have this YouTube thingy and it's doing okay, I guess. And
Peter, yeah, Muttley.
Shut up, my
Did it then?
pig.
Aww.
And you can find me on my Twitter. It's Melina Vader and stuff like that.
Oh, do you want Twitter up there? Because I put it up there.
No.
But I didn't think you were hanging around on Twitter anymore. Nobody tells me anything to bloody late. Push all the buttons I'd have to. You ready to come and push the stop button for you as well? Brain the size of a planet. I've got to push all the bloody buttons.
Brain the size of a planet.
Yeah, push all the buttons.
Speaking of buttons,
be careful. I'll put you down as Lucifer Storm. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all for me.
Well, going.
Thank you, PD, and thank
That's
you.
all right, my friend. Anytime. There you
I
go.
hope
Just
you
witness.
For
enjoyed it.
having me. Sorry again.
I hope you enjoy the Lee show.
Lee,
The
just
Lee
start
grump.
your own. Just literally get your own channel going now, mate. 'cause-
No, because I'd be off you. I'd be banned off of YouTube quicker than I was on Twitter. You know.
Is it great fun and the night still young?
Well, just get someone to come and moderate for you.
technically the night is still
Moderate
young.
your chat.
It's 10:54
It's
p.m.
my moderating that needs moderating.
Yeah.
It's me that needs moderating.
By the way, Lee, I think I gave you a wrench.
Oh, crazy bitch.
Oh, so you could do this as well. Yeah.
She gave me a wrench. Why did you go and do a thing like that for? God, you know how irresponsible I am, honestly. With great power comes great fingers of fudge.
Yeah. That was great irresponsibility.
Yeah, comes great. Oh God, I don't know anymore. Great
Alright,
cock ups.
We'll be saying it. We'll be 5 years' time. We'll be saying that. Great power comes great irresponsibility. That's RTD in a nutshell.
Yep. Yep. Oh, the rains are coming. I feel it in my knee.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody. Thank you so much.
Anyway, catch you later.
Oh my goodness. What a way to end the show. I like the most depressing things ever, and then like it ends with Melina and fits a giggle.
She ain't pushed the button yet.
What'd you say?
He ain't pushed the stop button yet.
Oh, what did Lee say?
Oh, you just muted him.
I'm not going to talk now.
No, you won't.
No.
Okay, bye everybody.
There's
Thank
great power there.
This one
Shut
wait
up.
4 minutes for it to be 3 hours long.
you. Yo.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.